Hello, everyone. You are tuned in to Sip and Talk podcast. I am your host, Miss Londa. Joining me this evening is Cassandra and
Hi.
Patricia. Hello, everyone.
Hello. I think Patricia walked away for a second.
Okay. So our topic this evening is loving my sister.
Mm.
I chose that topic this evening because this is something that we as women need to do more of. We need to
Yes, I
stop
do.
hating on each other, not wanting to motivate each other, and start supporting each other more. What do you guys think?
Yes.
Um, Go ahead, Patricia. I'll let you speak first.
Okay, no problem, Queen. I definitely agree with that. I think that it's time right now for us to build each other up, support each other's businesses, support each other emotionally, spiritually, physically, and not just say it, but do it. Because I believe that when we're together, we're stronger, we're powerful. When we're working together, we can offer so much more things to each other.
Mm.
Exactly. Exactly. Like I got a business that's in the process of growing. It's not even to where I need it to be at, but that doesn't mean that I can't stop and support and show, motivate the next woman, into what she needs to do.
Right. And that's just how we pay it forward. We got to continue to support each other and really push the mission forward. And that's how we build our community back as well. You see, like, especially Black women, I would say we don't get a lot of support in the community. So you see that our support comes from each other. So
Mhm.
we really have to lean on each other for that type of support. Even when it comes to our Black men, and I know y'all can agree with me on that, ladies.
Yeah.
That they don't stick up for us as much as they should. So it's just up for us to kind of be the superhero in every situation. So
Exactly.
hmm
And so I don't know what it's gonna take for us women to understand, that there's nothing wrong with motivating the next sister. You know what I'm saying? Some
right.
some women don't. Some women are afraid if they share this information or show this support to another woman, they're gonna get a hit of them. But I feel like if you know you and you know your worth and you know what you're capable of, you shouldn't be worried about the next person getting a hit of you. That wouldn't
Right.
be an issue.
Exactly.
And
And
one
that's the
thing that I'm
thing.
realizing is if there's something that we like in another woman or another queen, instead
hmm
of being envious about it or upset about it, learn from them. Learn
Right.
from them and build with them and say,
That
hey, you are gorgeous. What are you doing to keep your skin this way? What are you doing to, you're fit? How can I become fit? Ask
Right.
questions, build, so we can connect and really, oh, I see you have a business. How can I get started?
Exactly. And that's
it
how the work starts. You have to start having that communication. I think life, I say society plays us against each other. And sometimes us as women, we kind of tend to feed into that. But if we kind of just take a step back and just kind of look and just take a self evaluation first and just check ourselves first before we try to judge the next sister, I think we can definitely do better by supporting each other.
yes, exactly. You know how powerful we can be as women if we all just stuck together.
Right.
Could you imagine what we could do?
I mean, look at us, Miss Londa. Okay, you got your pod going. You know what I'm saying? And look, I salute you. I'm gonna give you your flowers while you still here. And
Thank
then I
you.
got my podcast going. That'll be starting March 31st. Now our podcasts are totally different. So my thing is, hey, why can't we support each other? So, and that's my whole mission. Like, okay, you can have a podcast, you can have your business going on, and then if we just kind of buy from each other, you know what I'm saying, instead of having to reach outside of our resources that we have, we can do push the mission forward a lot better.
Right. And then when we're in sync, like say you guys both have podcasts,
hmm
working together is like, okay, I'm going on at 12. What time are you going on? Okay, so you're
Right,
going on at 12. I'm
Right,
going on.
exactly.
So we can
Yeah.
support each other's podcasts. And
right.
that's why it's so important to build with
hmm
each other. So that way we're not
Exactly,
crossing on and stepping on each other's toes. And think about it. If we're sitting here collaborating, then we know we have more people supporting us.
exactly, exactly.
So
So it's
how
like,
can we start this train? What we gonna do to get this train started?
So This is something I've already have started within, the clubhouse I told you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm starting off right now by giving genuine love. A lot of times you'll hear people give compliments to people and you can kind of tell it's not genuine. You get what I'm
Right.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so the first thing that I had to do for myself to be able to give that genuine love is healing myself. I had to
Right.
heal this heart chakra right here. I had to heal my mind and clear my mind because I
Right.
can't give love to you, my queen, or you, my queen, if I
Right.
don't love myself. I can't
Right.
support you if I don't support me. So I had
Right.
Exactly.
to first build me up. And now that I am sitting here, like in my truth and happy and vibing, now when I give that love to other people, it's genuine.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Not, and I
Welcome,
totally
Michelle.
100%. Oh,
Hello.
hi. Welcome, Queen.
Hi. I think my video is off.
But what you were saying, Patricia, I totally agree with you, Patricia. As far as that, like, we have to do better. Like, as far as you were saying, you got to work on yourself first, right? So self care is the best care you can always have. You cannot help and push the mission forward if you're not helping and supporting others. You get what I'm saying? So once you
Exactly.
start to work with you, and that's what I had to do. I had to get tunnel vision. I say that it takes for you to get that real tunnel vision, because when you get tunnel vision, you got to say the necessary no's now. So when you do push your agenda forward, right, then you can say the necessary yeses. But if you continue to say yes, yes, yes now, then you'll never be able to get successful. You understand? So I think a lot of times as us as women, we can be very passionate to whatever the situation is. And sometimes, that passionate can turn into empathy, and that empathy can sometimes hinder us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you have to weigh it out. You know what I'm saying? You just have to weigh it out. Are you connected, Miss Michelle?
Michelle.
I think she's on mute. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like right
Right.
now, I'm offering. I've been offering free promo.
Right.
You know, come and I'll promote your business on here, and all I'm asking for is a few shares. That's it. Like,
Exactly.
You
subscribe.
shares, you're gonna get a bunch of shares. You're gonna get the shares on my Facebook, on my
Right.
Instagram,
Thank
everywhere.
you.
Exactly.
So yeah, we need to get this started.
Yes,
We
we
need some
do. We
other
got
ladies to join this train. Hey,
yes.
Michelle.
Hey.
I
Hi,
miss
Queen.
you.
Hello.
Yep.
Hello. Hello. How are y'all doing tonight?
Good.
Amazing.
And I
Amazing.
love your smile, by the way. You have like an
Thank
infectious
you.
smile.
I had to put it on anyway because I was having a little difficulties. As y'all can see, I came in, my camera wasn't. I'm having a little bit of difficulty. I ain't gonna complain though, because
That's
I'm still
okay.
gonna put my
That's okay,
smile on,
Queen.
You
Look,
and it's
still
gonna
made
be
it. You
okay.
you
still
made it
showed
in it.
up.
You adjusting your crown, Queen. You adjusting.
Right,
Right.
and that's what that's why I said I'm not even gonna complain. I'm gonna get on here. I'm gonna make it happen anyway. I literally just said that, like, and I'm so glad that y'all was encouraging each other when I come in here, because I literally just said that the old me would have cried. I would have been crying. I would have been in tears. I'd be like, everything's ruined. I'm not on time. My
I
car's
feel
not
you on
working.
that, because when
Like,
stuff be going wrong, it could take one little thing, and I just would be having a meltdown.
I would have had a whole listen. One thing would have caused me to have a meltdown. I done had a couple of situations happen in the last hour, so I'm like, and
It's
this happened
okay.
on the day that I'm supposed to be doing something that I want to do. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be like,
Yeah.
and y'all see, I told y'all I was ready this morning.
Look, I got
But
you,
you
sis.
here
We're
now.
gonna drink to that,
You
okay?
here now.
Let's drink
Yep.
to that.
We gonna
That's
drink for
exactly
you.
what I said. It's fine. I have one when I do get there.
Yes, amen.
So, what's your point on, you know, creating this sisterhood? That's what we trying to do. We trying to create a sisterhood.
I'm trying to figure out ways to do that. I feel like the way I was doing it before, like I always just felt like, if I just gave, and I just pour my all into somebody, then I will automatically get it back in return. But I have also realized that that does not work. You know what I mean? So you have to set boundaries for yourself, and you have to make, demands. Like, you have to do that. And it's not selfish, and it's not wrong. And it
It's
doesn't
not.
make you a certain type of person. It makes you somebody with goals. So
Yeah.
like, I'm like, so super happy that I've learned that, because I was just always breaking down. Like, and that was probably another reason why it was easy for me to break down so easily over other things, because it's like, I'm just like, every time I turn around, it's like something is going wrong. You know, I'll pour
Mm.
into somebody, pour into somebody, and pour into somebody, and then they'll get to where they need to be and just cut me off, or like treat me bad,
Mm.
or act like I never did anything for them. Like, you know, it got tiring. So it's like, what am I doing wrong? Like, what am I doing wrong? And I
It's
never
not you.
understood it, but now I know. Right. But at the same time, it was, you know, everything is a 50, like not 50-50, but everything has two sides. You know what I mean? And for something to weigh you
Mhm.
down, it got to be weighing on both sides. Because if one thing is weighing you down on one side, but you stay lifting, it's like you're like a seesaw. You know what I'm saying? For
Mm.
it to literally bring you down, you have to be weighing down on both sides. So I had to look at myself and really, really look at myself and say,
Mm.
okay, you know what I mean? Because it's like, I strongly believe, like, when, you know, when people say help and this, that, and the third, I feel like, you know, if you doing it without a reason, you know what I
Mm.
mean? Or you doing it for a specific reason, and you're not doing it just to help that person, then it's not really help. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In a certain
And I,
degree, you know what I mean? It's like, if you doing something for somebody just so you could throw it back in their face, or
mm.
you know, you being tricky trying to get them to do something for you. It's kind of like the same thing when you giving to somebody in the hopes that they will give it to you, when you haven't even made that a demand. You ain't even putting yourself
Right.
out there like they have to do that for you. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah.
So
Well, I want to add to what you're saying, Michelle. Okay, I would say two things. Okay, people shouldn't put expectancies on anyone. Okay, when you give, you should fully give from your heart. And I always believe in, don't give more than what you have to give. You get what I'm saying? If you can't afford to give your sister that $10, and that's gonna really have your pockets hurt, you might want to sit and think about it. And I'm gonna tell you, like, I was like that too, Michelle, like, where I had an issue always being so giving, didn't know how to say no, didn't know how to turn it off. But like I was telling them before you came in here, right, Michelle, like, we have to say the necessary no's now, because if you don't say no now, that's gonna hinder your mission. Okay, you're not gonna be able to move forward. Okay, and even when it comes to family, I'm talking about family, friends, everybody in your surroundings. Sometimes you have to learn how to say no and be okay with saying no, not just saying no, but being okay and upset to say, okay, I said no, and I feel good about that, because guess what? This got a bigger purpose. Okay, so for me to be able to push the agenda and be able to help my sister, and for us all to be able to get on it on the other mission, right? I got to uplift myself and build myself to that platform, right? So I'm not saying
right.
I'm not going to pull my sister along, and I'm gonna try to motivate her too, to try to get her to be where I am. But look, if she's slacking, I got to let her stay right there, and then I go back and pick up once I get to where I need to be. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Yes.
Otherwise,
And
you're not going to be able to
I
push
did
it
want
forward.
to throw that in. It's
Right.
funny that you said that,
Mm-hmm.
because it was two things that I thought about. But that last thing you just said about, I'm gonna try to pull her up. You can
Mm-hmm.
pull somebody up and you can try to take them with you, but
You
if
could
they're
try.
holding you back,
You got to
that's
let it
when.
go.
And
You
that
gotta let it go.
exactly,
You got
exactly.
to.
And
I
then
don't
one
mean no harm, sis, but I gotta let you go. Love
I
you.
gotta let you go, baby, so I can grow. And I'm like, my tunnel vision is so deep right now. I sit in my room sometimes, like, and folks like, "What? No, I'm good, because trust me, I'm working, and I'm working in God's purpose. So I feel like as long as we continue to do God's work, that's really what's gonna push the mission forward and allow us to kind of build that unit and that gap that we have. You
Yeah,
understand?
and the one
Right.
thing that I want to say to you, Michelle, beautiful queen, my sister, that a lot of times when we give in to people and we see people disappearing, like, oh my gosh, this person disappeared, that means there's room being moved, right? There's things
Right,
moving right now. And
right.
there's your blessing is coming. Your good work that you didn't contribute and you poured is about to come on to you. And
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna have a quiet moment in your life where you're like, dang, I don't have people to call no more. My phone ain't ringing. It's
Hmm.
hours, no one's calling me, because your head is getting clear to create your future. Your
Right.
headspace is getting cleared so that way you can find, what is my purpose? How can I give what I gave to them people and give it to me and heal
Mm.
myself? So that way I can
Pour
even
into you
give
first.
more.
Right.
Pour into you
So all
first. It's
that
like
stuff
we
that
gotta
you
pour
did
into us.
was not forsaken. All those people you helped was not
Hmm.
forsaken.
Never.
The higher power that sees that.
Right.
And then,
Oh,
sis,
I
you got
know
to
that
realize
now.
everybody ain't the same. You understand? Like
Yeah.
me and this sis over here may not be on the same. You may not be on my plane. You understand? So I can't expect for you to show that same type of love that I give. However, I'm not gonna let that change me because this is who God made me. And see, that's the thing. Like we always be concerned about how that person's gonna reciprocate it. We can't be concerned if they don't do right. Guess they're gonna be dealt with. You understand? But it ain't for us to deal with it. You gave from your heart and you did what God told you to do and what was intended at the time. You get me? So your mission gonna still be pushed forward. Now that person, if they choose not to do right by the support you providing them, they're gonna pay for it. It may not come right then, but eventually it will. Trust me.
Definitely will.
Mm-hmm.
And just know you got your blessing somehow, somewhere. You got your blessing.
Right, sis. And you take
Exactly.
that on.
I just said that in the group the other day. I don't know if you was in there, Yolanda, when they was in there talking about, somebody had donated a lot of money to one person. And I was like, they was like, I learned my lesson, never again, never again. I was like, but you don't even have to think of it that way because somebody said it to me. When you plant a seed, how you planted that seed is how it's going to grow. If you planted that seed with love, you planted that seed with care, you planted that seed, that's how you're going to get it. No matter what happens after you plant it. A storm comes, that's fine. A little dog come and dig it back up. It's still gonna be some part of that seed is still gonna be planted, and those plants it's going to come the way you. So I'm definitely a believer in that now. Trust me, I came a long way. The last year, this time.
Yes, queen. Yes,
you might not have been able to tell me that, but I've definitely come a long way. Like I truly believe that. I see good things coming in my life right now. So it's like it's nothing nobody could tell me. I'm just sitting back waiting, like, okay. I'm just taking my deep breath. I can't even get mad no more. Like, what am I getting mad for?
Yeah.
Miss Yolanda. So look, don't you think that COVID has brought the biggest entrepreneurs out there? Like we have really tapped into our creative side. And I think I've seen an increase of women standing together and really helping and supporting a system of community. So I know some folks look at COVID and be like, oh, this is just the worst thing ever. But honestly, I think in some senses, like it really just made you really have to really think and get into your bag. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. COVID, like I have to say, since COVID hit, it's brought nothing but good things to me. And I don't even like, usually I don't have, what's the word? Like when I want to do something, I don't have that much, I don't feel as positive about it. Let's just say it that way. But for some reason, this year, everything that I'm doing, for some reason, I just have faith in it. Like, I just feel like my business is going to grow and pick up. Now, when I started the podcast, I did get a little frustrated along the way, but now I'm like, hey, this is like therapeutic for me.
Right.
Because I get to talk about and share things that I probably couldn't feel comfortable talking to somebody else about.
Right. And there's a power of story. Like, people need to hear these conversations. You understand? So, I mean, I commend you just, not just sitting on it. You really just stepped in your purpose, and you never know how big it's going to be. Like, this just beginning.
Let me read
building and we keep supporting each other, like we state.
Read a few comments here. So the first one is from Kiki. Self-care and self-love is first. Yes, queen. Then I have one from Janine. She just said, hey, ladies, I'm sorry. Okay, then the last one is from Stacy. She says, yes, COVID has brought out a lot self-made businesses. I'm on my way to getting my business going, and I can't wait.
Claim it, baby. Claim it.
Congratulations.
Claim it.
You was not by yourself.
Right. Y'all on the rising. We up there. We getting there, y'all.
Hold on. Let me get my cup, too. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
My imaginary cup.
Yes, and I'm like, we just got to keep doing the good work. You understand? And when I say good work, because there is a lot of discernment and making sure you supporting the right people and for the right cause.
Yeah,
right. I've learned that too. I said I was gonna make me some T-shirts. It was gonna say, "I support Black businesses, support Black businesses."
There you go.
Yeah,
and then I'm gonna support them T-shirts.
Right.
I want one.
I know. You know what? I'm gonna get them soon. I actually found it's like multiple Black people. Well, where I stay in Evanston, there's so many small businesses here, like all
Mm-hmm.
together. But there's a lot of, Black owned businesses too. And it's like two that does labeling. So
Mm.
the first one I found out about, I never was able to really contact them because every time I thought about it, it was just the wrong time. But I met this Black lady, and her husband does it. And I met her at the gym. And I feel like that one, I was going to go with that one first because I just felt like, I feel like everything happens for a reason. So I feel like everybody's
Exactly.
is right. And I just feel like everything is for a reason. So maybe it was a reason why I never met up with the first one. But I mean, I don't, not to say nothing about them, but I was just like, maybe this one will be a better for me. You know what I'm saying? It will
Mm-hmm.
be a better communication. Maybe I'm gonna help her. And that's the way I am. I never like to just take. I like to be able
Mm-hmm.
to take in, be able to
And
give
give
something too.
value.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Right. Because I used to think a long time, like, I actually made my friend cry when I told her this, but people used to always say they had potential in me. And I, told her not even too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, that I was like, I used to really believe that people was just lying or trying to be nice. Like, I was just like,
Right.
'cause I never seen it. I didn't see it in myself because I was never looking at myself like that. I was always seeing the value in other people, but I never seen it in myself. So when I said that to her, it amazed me that she started broke down and cried. She's like, I can't believe, like, she's like, I just can't believe that you never, like, that you
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't believe that, like, you couldn't see it, like, you must have been blind, like. And I was like, well, I was.
Yes, Queen,
Right.
you were, because let me tell you, I haven't even seen you like in person, right? And what I'm getting from you is just nothing but someone that's full of love, someone that's kind, a smart, beautiful queen with an infectious smile,
Right.
like a giver, a leader. That's what I see just by having this conversation with you right now.
Right.
And I hope you know that.
Yep.
I'm learning it now, trust me. I'm on it.
Yes,
I
and
am
that
invested
smile,
in
honey, is
myself.
just gorgeous.
Thank you.
I'm
And
looking
the
at
crazy thing is, y'all can't even really see it. Wait till I get some good lighting.
get it, Queen, get it. That's what I'm talking
All
about.
right, Queen. But like I'm gonna tell you, like it's just be amazing how you realize you got talent that you don't have, how you were saying, because I never thought that I would be trying to start my own podcast. And I put that on everything. Like I'm a payroll specialist first off. I work at, a payroll company. I'm not gonna say the name, but and I've been working there maybe like 3 years. So I do taxes on the side, little stuff like that. But I don't know, this vision just revealed to me while I was asleep one day after I lost my brother. And he just put the vision out plain. So I always say, if you ever want to know what your purpose in life is supposed to be, go ask. Just talk to him. You can talk to him like you're having a regular conversation. You understand? He's gonna understand the way that you talk to him through your language. So, and I feel like this here that we're doing with your podcast, Miss Londa, and what we're doing and what we're all doing, okay, is to really support and just show the love that we all have, okay,
Yeah.
and just put it back out in the community. That's so important.
Yeah.
Right?
Because so
And
many
really,
people out here lonely, they feel like they don't have anybody. It's crazy. Like even on our platform that we be on, I connect with a lot of those people that I do in real life, and that's crazy to me. You
yeah.
understand?
And like follow up with each other, like
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of times, we'll like, oh yeah, I support you, but are we actually following up?
Are we really doing the real
How
work?
are you doing? Like how are
Yeah.
you doing today?
Exactly.
How can I support you today? Like what is it that I can do to put a smile on your face today or give to you today?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was a lady on there that was selling candles. I didn't really need them, but I'm like, who could I buy some from? Because I just wanted to show love. I was like, oh, my cousin's birthday coming up, so I ordered some candles. We
Yeah.
got to do more than that. I mean, more things
Exactly.
like that. And that's not the only time, because there's going to be plenty more birthdays. I'm going to be hitting her up again, you know.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
I was so
And now,
surprised one morning. I woke up and somebody had did a shout out to me in like their Instagram live. I was so happy. I was like, oh, I was just so happy. Like people really like if you step out of your box
mm-hmm.
and start networking, there are people out here there are good people out here. You just have to just put
You
yourself
gotta
out.
ask. You
And I
gotta
don't
be
have a problem
vulnerable.
with myself out there. I'm a people person. I hold a conversation. I'm the girl you go to the club with. You know, you have your friends that's bougie. They just want to sit there with their legs crossed. Look for me on the dance floor. I'm on the dance floor
I
turning up
get
with people you don't
you.
even know.
What you think?
I
Right.
and the crazy thing is, it depends on what kind of party I'm at. Because if we are on the club or something, I'm standing on the wall. But if we like, if I know everybody and everybody cool, I could definitely be the life of the party. And it's like, I don't know why I'm like that. 'Cause especially since I moved here, I don't think I've ever really, when I go back home and I let loose, it be like it's another thing. So I don't know. I think it do have something to do with your, environment. But I think I would love to be like, that fun meet like all the time. But I don't know. What? I gotta tap into that. I'm not gonna even say I don't know no more. I'm gonna figure that out. Yeah.
And probably once you come up out of it, you're gonna be like, hey, every time,
Right.
hey, turn it up. I love to turn up. I love to have fun.
Me
And then,
too.
another thing we don't ever bring light to is like our silent friends. The friends that sit back in the background and never say anything. A lot of times, you might want to take heed of that and really tap in and really figure out what's going on. Because I have an older friend. She's probably like in her 60s. And what I noticed is she don't really have a lot of people she can depend on, but I feel like that's why God put me there. You understand? So when she feel low, or she's feeling depressed, she got somebody she can call. And I never want her to ever feel like she's a bother. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
But I notice from times she may go weeks and weeks, but she be dealing with her depression. So like you got your sisters out there and they just kind of stand to themselves and stuff. Tap in and figure out what they got going on. Reach out a little bit more. Because you'd be surprised that one little call could do a world of difference. That's how we support our sister. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of mental, like people who have mental illnesses and things that they're dealing with, in their everyday lives, and they don't know how to adapt, and they just need some support. So we want to definitely tap into that too.
Definitely. I thought you was gonna say the friends who sit quiet, like, and not, they say they support you, but they quiet.
Mm.
You don't really see them supporting. That's
Oh,
Yeah,
you got them silent supporters.
that was important too, what you said as well.
I have a few of those, but I have also realized, and I told y'all earlier, oh no, I wasn't on the phone. I was talking to somebody else earlier, and I'm looking for funding for my business, and I was talking to, somebody who's going to help me with that, and she was like, what's the lowest number that you can take right now? And I was like, right now, I think I could start and do what I want to do right now, with just 12,000. And she was like, okay. Just as a question, not a whatever, but she was like, do you have like 12 friends or family members that you can go to and ask for $1,000? I said,
girl, where we
at? That's funny you said that.
When we're done recording, send me your Cash App information.
Right. And you know what? That's gonna bring it to another point, Misha. Like most of your porters gonna be strangers that you don't even know. It ain't gonna be your family and friends. And that's the real stuff.
Because I told her
100.
Yep.
I told her that. I said I wouldn't even ask these people for $50, let alone 1,000. But I said, you know what? I've come to realize, not always realize, but I've come to realize that your biggest supporter, well, not even your biggest supporters. Well, let me tell you this, because this is what I was actually getting to. Your first supporters are going to be strangers. Your friends and your families ain't gonna come around to you hot already. You know what I'm saying?
Or
you up
they
where
gonna
you want to
for
be.
them handouts, for them discounts and stuff.
You
and
can
my
say that
thing
again.
is, why rob your sister? Okay, you would go to a store, and I got a big problem with that, y'all. And I think that's how we gotta address. I have a huge problem with that. You would go in the store and pay the store the full price, but you want to come to your sister and then try to offer her a lower price because that's your sister. You understand? Would make her value not as good as the store that you want to go buy it out of. And her product is probably just as good. You understand? We got to stop robbing each other. We got to stop doing that. You understand? If my thing is, I feel like this when it comes to my business, okay, because I want to start my own fashion line as well. I got to be disciplined myself, okay? So that means when I say discipline, I'm not even taking for myself. If I got to buy my own product, that means everybody got to buy my product. I don't care if it's my mom, dad, uncle, cousin, brother. It don't matter, okay? Because then I'm stealing from my own baby. You get what I'm saying? So that comes with, you got to lead by example as well. But I just hate that society is like that, that you want to go to your sister or brother, try to get a handout or a discount, but you'll go in the store and pay regular price for the same thing. Or when that person tell you, no, this is my price, then, oh, well, you're not interested no more, but you're going to still go to the store and buy the same thing. We got to start really supporting. I feel like that's some half reporting. That's half support. You're not really
Yeah,
truly supporting. You understand?
exactly. If I like
That's
it,
just
I'm gonna
like
buy it.
because my brother down the street got it, so I'm gonna go get it from him instead of just going here because it's costs more here. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm
Right.
gonna go try to get a discount for this one. That's not right.
No, it's not. It is not. And that, you know what that is? It's that entitlement. Feeling
Hmm.
entitled and feeling entitled.
Yeah.
Like, I'm your sister, I'm your friend. You should hook me up. Not thinking
Right.
about the cost of your business.
Hmm.
When you running a business, everything costs, and they don't think about it.
Everything.
They're only thinking about them and what they want.
Right. And they don't think about that. And also that we are really living in an age of entitlement right now. And
Yes, we
I'm
are.
not gonna sit up here and put it on no generation, because if you really look at it, it's in every generation that is alive right now.
Hmm.
We have the older people who, in some ways they are right. They feel like, oh, I'm old. I'm entitled to this. I'm entitled to that sometimes, but sometimes they be taking it too far
Yeah.
with the things that they think that they can get away with. We have, the generation under them. We have, our generation, our parents'
Hmm.
generation, our kids' generation, and then some of us got grandkids. So it's like, you know,
Hmm.
um, it's all the way down here. Like my
Hmm.
kids, I'm not gonna lie to you. I probably, set them up to feel like that, but they feel like every time they break something or lose something, I'm just, you know,
You
mom,
know, but
buy
I
it
think we can
again.
all
And
relate to that, Michelle, because I think my kids have that entitlement feeling to an extent because growing up where I was a child and I didn't have much growing up, so you want to give your children everything you didn't have, and sometimes you realize it's a mistake too. They got to
Yeah.
be some
right,
balance, and
Yeah.
they got to work hard for stuff. They got to learn how to be independent and not be so needy. You understand? But I think
right,
we get it comes from my childhood, most of it do. And we get so caught up in that, oh, I wish I would have had this because I didn't have this. I want to give my child this, okay? But what make your child better than you? And
right.
your upbringing. So I have to, that's when I start to ground myself and start even telling my kids, no, those no's are necessary too, because if I give them everything, then they're gonna just be little spoiled brats, and then they're not gonna know how to work hard for anything. You understand? So
Right.
like my girls been working. My older two, I got my oldest one 19, my middle one 17. Been working since they was 15. I always had a job. I always had money in their pocket because that's what I instilled in them. I'm not gonna take care of you forever, so you need to get out here and try to figure out how you can make income on your own. So yeah, I definitely get that when you say that entitlement for sure. But
Yeah,
part of
my
it be us
kids, they
too.
they about to start getting real chores with allowance. But I said, y'all not gonna start getting an allowance till I start doing these chores regularly. Chores is what you just supposed to do. You supposed to
Right.
have certain stuff around this house, like keeping your room clean. That's your responsibility. That's on you. So,
Right.
I said, y'all gonna have to start getting some money around here. And then I want to teach them financials. And like, I'm not gonna even lie to you. I'm trying to like learn a little bit about stocks and stuff like that. And then like, how to manage money, how to do bookkeeping, budget sheets, all that, like everything for a business. And I'm really thinking while I'm learning, I'm gonna be teaching it to them right now, because I'm a strong believer that, they
Create
teach it in the
generational wealth.
private schools. They teach it right. Hello. They teach it in the different color people schools. They
Hmm.
teaching their kids this stuff. Even if the schools is not teaching them, the best to believe the parents is teaching them. And that's how they're able to keep their money. Even if it is, generational wealth is a difference between wealth and rich. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Wealth, our generation can't lose it, but when it's generation after generation after generation after generation after generation, they're teaching their kids at young ages how you might mess up some of this money, but this is how you keep this money in check. So I definitely
Or
want to teach, my kids this right now. So
right, or to take it to another level, Michelle, like we just lack financial literacy. Like we didn't get that in school and stuff. You understand? And a lot of us didn't get into like now. Like some of us are just now learning financial literacy and don't even realize the importance of that. Just being very well endowed. You understand? And that's how we also help and support each other. You understand? By teaching each other. Like knowledge is power. That's one thing people don't realize. Knowledge is power. What you
Yep.
learn here, nobody can take from you. So we can teach each other and learn from each other seriously and really take heed to what we're teaching and learning from each other. We can also push the agenda. Don't try to hold the information, hold the recipe because you feel like somebody gonna take from you. Listen,
Yeah.
your story is your story, right? And that's my thing. Like I'm all about telling my story, and people feel like, oh, you better not say such a thing because somebody gonna take from you. Well, they're not gonna make to tell the story out the way I tell it because my story is mine and it resonates with me. You understand? So me sharing that story and trying to help my sister ain't gonna hinder my mission and my purpose. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly. And that's yes. Stacy says exactly. We have to start supporting our businesses and support Black businesses.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Pray up, ladies. Stay positive from Novella Tindo. Thank you for that.
Yes, I receive it.
But yeah, we just gotta figure out how we gonna, keep this train moving.
We got to move it forward.
If we don't step up and start, who will?
Mm.
You
You
know,
know what?
maybe people will join along the way if we just keep
exactly.
on chug a lugging.
And not only that, started with our
Right.
kids
And that's
feeling.
the thing. People will.
Mm-hmm.
I believe they will. I mean, I've met a lot of nice, strong, powered women since I've started my journey. And I'm not talking
Yeah,
about just
me too.
Black women either. I mean, I've met a lot of different type of women.
But when it comes to networking, like it's not a race thing. You understand? We are human first, and I always like to put that out there because it doesn't matter what the agenda is. We're still human, and once we kind of get out of that racial part, and don't get me wrong, I'm all for my people. I'm always gonna support my people. However, there's good people from all walks of life. You understand? And you can learn from people from all walks of life. And I feel like if we have those communication and talks with those people that you don't understand a little bit more, you will have a better understanding. You may not agree, but you can disagree to agree. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, agree to
Have a
disagree.
better understanding of where they come from and
Yeah.
understand why they think a certain type of way.
Yeah, that's what I was just telling Patricia the other night on Clubhouse when we're the ones who was talking about this and decided that we should do a podcast. I was saying, and when I say sis, I don't mean just us. I'm talking about all women. We all can be sisters. We all can create a sisterhood. So I'm not just talking about just our race, all races.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That is so true.
Because we're
So,
all women. We all go through the same things. And hey.
and I think a lot of the thoughts that we even have about each other as sisters and stuff, a lot of it's just fed through social media and stuff. It's like what they put out here for people to believe. You understand? Like, so you got to have a conscious mind and say, hey, that's not realistic, and then talk with each other.
Yeah, well,
Talk
I
to your
think
sister.
I think some of it has been around before social media.
True.
I think like with women, the envy and the jealousy, I think that's been around long before social media came along. It's probably bigger and worse
Yeah, it
now because
definitely.
of social media. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, social media kind of like, leveled it out. But the only thing with that is it's always been like a competition thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a competition thing more so because of uh the fact that it all really resides down to relationships. Like when people be like, oh, I can get this guy or I can take this guy or he messing with me. And then like now that we have these people who are making it, okay to be the side chick, it's like now it's like it's like it's worse, but it's, you know what I mean? Like it's crazy. Like at the same time, and it's like people feel like women feel like, and I laugh at people. I used to laugh at people like, that's why I got a man and you don't. And I'd be like,
when it comes
is
to
that
that, I don't
That
judge
a good thing?
nobody.
right?
Because
I
that's more like a
listen.
sexuality thing, you know what I'm saying? So I don't judge nobody because you got different relationships and they all are different. It's all about the
Exactly.
agreement
And the thing
and what
is, like,
people agree to. So when someone doesn't agree, then that's when it kind of becomes a little slimy and you're doing other stuff. You get what I'm saying? But you got all types of relationships. We don't got to go that deep into it, but so like, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, perfect example. You may not agree with what somebody else is doing in that relationship. You understand? But I guarantee if you were to sit down with that couple and they kind of explain to you what they have going on. You feel what I'm saying?
And I am a strong believer. I'm glad you
Mhm.
said I am a strong believer. Like, I was just saying on my offense, like,
Mhm.
just because some guy chose you doesn't mean anything, because unless he's treating you the way that he wants you to be treated, then it's really don't mean nothing.
And that's
But
Right.
not only that, like, it's just
Queen, that's another thing of us building and connecting together. If we're on the same accord and we respect each other, and we're building together, that even ties into our relationships. Like, yeah, there's relationships where it's an open relationship. So, okay, those we understand, that's wanted, they want more people in the relationship. But then you have these relationships where it's like the woman is, she's depressed. She don't want that, she don't want that energy. But if us queens came together, not on messy stuff, but supporting each other. And if a man says, hey, I'm married or I'm in a relationship, just off of respect that we have for ourselves and our fellow sister, we will say, I don't want it. I'm sorry, I respect you, but if she doesn't know about me, right, and she doesn't, and I can't talk to her, I don't even want to deal with it. Even if I choose to
Mhm.
be a side piece, I want to be a healthy side piece. I want to be where it's added value to both parties and not
and
tear
Mhm.
down our next queen.
it is, and it has been situations like that. I was just in one, and it was crazy, because it was just, for me, it was just the craziest thing ever. I couldn't believe.
Mhm.
But this is, I'm like, because of the situation, I am a strong believer. There is no such thing as a guy does not have enough time to cheat. I don't care if y'all live together, y'all go up, y'all, the only time, like, listen, it does not matter. Okay, like what they said, the one saying was, he could be laying up next to you and texting the next person. Like, it can literally be that simple. Like, I don't care if he got 5 minutes a day. What was that comedian said? What, I'm gonna cheat in 5 minutes? Yes, you can cheat in
Yeah, it
5
only
minutes.
take 5 minutes. Yeah, it only take 5 minutes.
Like, yeah.
2 minutes.
Right, yeah, that's what it was on White Chicks. He was like, 2 minutes. Don't you think I need more than 2 minutes? Nope, no.
And you know what though? That goes back to knowing who you're dealing with, knowing your mate. You understand? Because we can't put everybody in that one category. Everybody not the same, even in the same race, in the same gender, all of that. Okay. I could say and be like, oh man, you ain't the same, sis. You know what I'm saying? The way you rock is not the same way I rock. You get what I'm saying? So we kind of got to take heed to that also. And also have the open communication. So many people jump into stuff that they're not ready for because they don't even get to first do the self-healing that they need to do personally. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And on top of that, like, there's no communication.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
like a lot of people
yeah,
just
that's a lot. That's a big problem. The communication.
and they
Me
want
personally, I have an issue with the communication, especially if it's the simplest thing. Communicate. Let me know.
Communicate.
Let me know what to be prepared for. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Big thing for me.
Oh, that's true. That's a big problem in our community. A lot of times we don't even know how to take it. Like if someone tells us and they're open, like, hey, I don't like this, or we don't even know how to take it. So a lot of times we have to learn also how to listen.
How to
How
take that constructive criticism.
Yep.
exactly.
Yep. And not
Mm-hmm.
be offended by everything
And
because
be open.
everybody's not coming from a
Be
bad
open.
place.
Right. You can say, sis, shoot, I don't think that color worked for you.
Yeah.
Or, oh, hey, sis, maybe you should do this for this business. And we should be like, you know what? You may be right.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that. Or
Right.
maybe, like in pouring into each other more,
Or
like,
you may, and you know what I see too. Sometimes people be on the defense so much, like that'll make you not want to support your sister. I hate to say it like that. So I know we asking like, how do we support them more? But what are things that hinder you from trying to support your sister more. You get what I'm saying? Like, if I'm trying to help you, if you ask for, let's say, whatever, if I'm more skilled in what you're doing, okay, you come to me for advice, and I give you the advice, and then you be offended to it or offensive to it, then it's like, okay, I'm gonna sit back and look back. Okay, well, maybe I shouldn't offer my help because I'm not trying to offend anyone. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of people are not accepting to the help that people try to offer. So you got to be able to accept help too, if you want your sister to help you.
Well, Queens, I want help. So there's something that you look, help me.
Well, we gonna help you, sister. We got
what you need help with.
I need help with everything, okay?
And
speak on it.
Right. I'm not perfect.
And none of us are playing.
I wish I would have had help along the way because I struggled. I figured all this out on my own.
Right.
You know, I didn't start, meeting and, networking until I was pretty much almost halfway through.
Right.
But, I mean, I still got a lot more to learn. So.
And we'll continue to learn every single day. Like, we just continue to work at profession,
Every podcast that I do, I learn something new.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I watch them afterwards and I'm like, ooh, I need to I need to work on
it. While we helping each other, we have to learn also not to overextend your help. Okay. That can be a hindrance as well. And I say that a lot of people do that because sometimes people will look at the helper and be mad with the helper. You understand? Because you did something that I couldn't do for myself. You get what I'm saying? So you got to sometimes be careful and know the type of help you need to help somebody with too. Ask like, okay, sis, I know you're going through this. What can I help you with, So you're not overly stepping somebody. Because somebody may just want your input, but they don't want you all the way in doubt in what they got going on.
Yeah. You couldn't have said that any better, girl.
So you just got to just kind of know the type of help you're helping them with too.
So you're not suffocating them. Like, because trust me, I've been in them situations where I said, I didn't ask you for that.
Yeah, they just get the
and now
she just one thing.
I'm gonna tell you about a situation, right? So someone had DM a friend of ours, right? And they DM her to help her with what she asked for, okay? But she was busy, and y'all know we all get busy from time. We may not be able to respond right away, but as long as I feel like you got to give people at least a window, okay? Now, the person who was trying to help was so pushy, like, well, I try to do you a favor, this and that and the third. I feel like that attitude would make somebody not want to work with you. I don't care what help you're offering me, you understand? To have that type of tone because I didn't respond to you within the time that you would have liked me, like I don't have a life and I don't have things going on, you understand? And it's like, and I just feel like, people got to realize like everybody's busy in life, you understand? And we're going to get back to each other. And I do feel like it is a disrespect if you make somebody wait too long and you just choose not to follow up or communicate. That can be disrespectful, but still allow people the time to follow up with you and to do certain things, you understand? Because that can be kind of a turn off too.
Yeah.
Look at in a negative light.
Because it comes off like you feel like you doing like so much for me.
Like you pity
jump
me
when I say jump or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that either.
Yeah,
I don't like pity help.
Right. Do something for somebody because you want to and because you care. Not expecting them to be your personal servant or answer, just do it.
Or to put you on a pedestal or, to feel like they owe you in return. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to do stuff and look for nothing in return. If I'm doing it, I'm doing it. I don't even care, for nothing.
Exactly.
Basically. So.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Did I get any more comments?
No. Well, let's ask them, ladies in the audience, what are you guys' point of view on us creating this sisterhood? Let's hear from the audience. Where Miss Chalet go?
I don't know. I think she stepped out for a minute.
Okay. But yeah, some people do things for the wrong reasons. Some people you got them ones that'll help you, but they only help you to a certain extent because then now they feel like I don't want her to get too ahead of me, so I'm gonna pump my brakes right here. You got those ones too. I've had friends like that.
Ooh, I have a family member like that. Okay, a family member.
Fun. Been there.
Oh, did her car stop or something?
I don't know. I really don't.
Oh, I think she was waiting on. Yeah, so she must, because that's what she's texting me. She says she's still here listening. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the biggest thing with women is competition. And it doesn't even matter with what clothes, men,
Everything.
everything, hair, and I'm gonna go buy this $200 wig. I'm not paying no $200 for no wig. I'm sorry, I ain't gonna be able to do it. It ain't in my
You
budget.
better get these natural locks like me, girl.
Tried to get natural locks and it didn't
I
lock.
But actually, I have lots, so y'all will see them. I'm gonna probably be taking this down sometime this week.
I thought those were your locks. I thought that what?
No, so no, my daughter did them, but she basically crocheted in. But each one of these represents one of my locks, every last one. So that's how many locks I have.
So
But
you could
yep,
afford
my
it.
hair is fully locked up under here.
How old is your daughter?
Um, the one who does hair, she's 17.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
Entrepreneur already. Look at her.
Yep.
Look, the oldest one want to do modeling, so I'm like, they got to tap into those skills. Like the children are coming out, and they're really out here, really doing the work and being successful at a very young age. I'm like, I seen some of these young girls who just really out here doing their thing, out
Yeah,
here just grinding.
doing lashes, doing hair, selling clothes. They doing everything. I'm like,
Mhm.
hey, that's what's up. At least y'all not just sitting up depending on mommy and daddy. You know.
Exactly. Exactly. But that's how. But you know what? It's all about your parenting skills too. Like that's how I raised my kids. I have always had a job from the time I was 15 all the way up until now. You know what I'm saying? I just always felt like, you always should work hard and keep some money in your pocket.
You're right. Because I think I had my first job at 16. I
Hmm.
wanted to buy my own clothes and my own shoes. I never had
Right.
clothes and shoes my mama bought. Well, I'm going to give me a job and buy the clothes and shoes I want.
Girl, I sure
Exactly.
was a courtesy Kirk at Safeway at 16.
Welcome, Sadies.
Uh-oh. Hi.
Hi, Sadie.
You made it.
Oh, I did. You can hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. No, I never used Zoom on my phone before. So
Oh,
I'm like,
okay.
is it the same as Clubhouse? Do I need to mute?
No, well, only if you're using audio. You have the choice here to use audio or video, or both,
Oh,
should I say.
that's cool.
So to bring you up to speed, we were just talking about creating this sisterhood between us women and empowering each other and uplifting each other. You have any input on that?
Um, I mean, as far as uplifting each other, it should start at the whole co-parenting thing, that when you're co-parenting with someone and that other person gets involved with another woman, I feel like that animosity shouldn't even be present at all, because it's no longer for the sake of y'all, it's for the sake of that kid. And I feel like that whole thing should be shut down, and people should be more so embracing of the fact that somebody else is moving on, and there's somebody else that's going to be there helping with taking care of your child. And I just feel like it's a big separation when it comes to that. And I feel like women could be better.
So you think co-parenting is a step for women to start supporting each other?
No.
I'm trying to understand.
Say like you're involved with somebody, you married or whatever, y'all
Mm-hmm.
get a divorce, you take care of the children, or however you guys do the co-parenting situation. You know how usually when that happens, there's the girlfriend that comes in, and usually it's the baby mama that gets jealous of the girlfriend.
Yeah.
It starts a wedge, and then it's just unnecessary.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of ways that can be handled. Just, me personally, if I'm dealing with a guy who has a baby mom, I don't need. I'm in the back. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go get
Right.
your child, go get your child. I don't need the approval point by jumping in the car with you to go pick up your
Right.
child and
I'm a
you know
big
all
Right.
that
believer in
extra
that.
stuff. So it's a lot of ways that could be dealt with and avoided. Of
But you
course,
know, Miss Londa,
a
that's how
lot
you
of
say.
women, you who don't want to be with their baby dad, who don't want that happy family with their
Yeah.
baby dad.
Right.
But sometimes it doesn't work out. But sometimes it's
Mm-hmm.
harder for people to let go and move on, and that jealousy
Mm-hmm.
kicks in, and then they're mad at the other woman when in reality it's really not her fault.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's what I mean by it should be more uplifting. Like it should be more empowering. Like, yeah, he moved on, but at the end of the day, you are, y'all still two queens. So you
Right,
may not have a happy family with him as your mate, but you can still have a happy family.
right. And letting her know that when your child is over here as a woman, I'm gonna make sure your child is straight. Your child is, if I got kids, your child is gonna be treated the same way. You're right.
I mean, now I'm gonna play little devil's advocate here just a little. My thought process on that is like, you kind of really got to know the dynamics to even make those type of conclusions. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know what type of drama or what else is being fed into the situation. Yes, I definitely agree when it comes to certain things, like people shouldn't bicker. You understand? And think about the bigger person, which is the child. Because that's the only person who hurts in the end. Like grown people are grown. However, I think more or less like you can't really say like how somebody can show support, because I can speak to that with me being divorced. It's not that I feel any way towards his wife. It's just I feel like certain boundaries should always still be kept. And when people cross those boundaries or they test certain things, it puts you in a different space. You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm like, hey, live your life. Do you know what I'm saying? Live in your purpose. Be happy. When people are done, it should just be done. But I guess with me personally, I'm saying as far as sister building, I can't really say that's considered sister building though. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you said. That's why I was asking her like what I kind of asked that question. I didn't want to be rude though.
Oh no, no, I'm not trying to be rude at
No,
all.
I'm
I
not
was just
saying you
trying
was
to
rude. I
get
didn't
to.
know how to word it. Like,
Mm-hmm,
I didn't want to just come out and say like.
mm-hmm.
That's what I was trying to say. But yeah, that is a big.
Yeah, and a lot of things could play into that. That's why I say, like, we kind of would need to know, like, the odds and ends of the situation and kind of judge it more or less, because I kind of been in a similar situation, but it wasn't necessarily being envious. It's just not getting the support that I needed. You understand? Because at the end of that, I still had kids out here that still needed support,
Right.
whether he's with whoever. You understand? That's neither here nor there, and I care either way, but it's about my child not having the support.
Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm. Do you what's your name? Mercedes? Hey.
Uh-huh.
So we're thinking about like, okay, you know how, like, let's say in the community, if let's say we all got like minds or we got different purposes or different businesses and stuff, what are some things you think that we can as a whole kind of help build each other as far as sisterhood?
Just at sisterhood in general, or
Mm-hmm.
as a,
Just sisterhood in general, like helping support each other.
I mean, as a like business wise, I mean, of course you would want to patronize one another and help, promoting or word of mouth, just anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I agree, Mercedes. That's good ways. Like she was saying, like, Miss Londa, what she's doing now is supporting her sisters. You understand? Helping us, bring light to situations like that where we can speak about it and kind of really brainstorm. What do we do to support our sister? You understand? And what I was sharing with them, Mercedes, is you don't want to overextend help either, because that can be a hindrance or kind of frowned upon as well when you overextend yourself.
Yeah, support. Like sometimes people think support means supporting like money wise. No, support to
Right.
me could be just you sharing something
Mm-hmm.
that I posted, or just you turning around talking to this person about what I'm doing. That's support to me, because
Right.
that's word of mouth. You putting me out
Exactly.
there. Every time somebody shares something, or you know, says something to somebody that's putting me out there. So that's support.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And I'll share people. I share random people. I'll see somebody post on like, oh, let me share this. Let me put this out here.
Exactly.
Good idea. Let me put this out there. I don't have a problem. What is it? It doesn't cost you nothing to click.
No, not at all.
Free.
That's true.
Smile either.
And compliment each other more. Oh, sis, oh, you look at your hair.
Yeah.
You know, Patricia, that bob is bomb. I've been telling you that since you've been out here, you know?
Thank you,
Yeah.
Queen.
Right. Let's build each other. Let's self-motivate. Let's that good self-esteem. I'm gonna tell my sister, hey, I love you, girl. You know how beautiful, Queen, you know it was great waking up this morning. Are you living in your true purpose, you know? So that's how we support each other too. Like help with good words of encouragement. Because sometimes people just need to hear that they're beautiful.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah, some people do need to hear that. Some people need to just hear just any words of encouragement can make somebody's day. Seriously.
Well, Miss Londa, you are beautiful.
Thank you. And you all are too. I know you're beautiful, Mercedes, even though we can't see you.
We are some beautiful ladies.
I don't know how to do the thing. That's what.
Okay, you see a red it's like it looks like a little camera and it got a line through it.
Okay.
There you go. There you go, Sadie. There you go. There go that beautiful smile.
Thank you.
Yeah,
so yeah, we want more of this. We are trying to do this, create. Oh, by the way, you guys, this is my second co-host.
Hello.
She just became my co-host today. So welcome. Yep, her and another lady. They were the only ones who showed up for the interview, so I was like, why not? Might as well. Hey, they were serious about it, obviously.
I was here on time early.
Stacy says, yes, Miss Patricia, I love your hair as well. I like the color, thinking about going blind myself.
Thank you, Queen Stacy.
I know, I told you that Bob is
so blonde.
Got your Sierra vibes popping. I like it.
Thank you, Queen.
I really want to try that color. I'm just hoping that it's gonna match with my skin.
Your skin color is beautiful. I feel like the darker, the beautiful. You know, it goes more better with this. You know, like when you're light, really light, I feel like it grounds you.
I don't know. You have to ask us who darker, because I be thinking like blonde.
And that's what I'm thinking. Like because I see this wig, I want a wig like that, and I be looking at it and I be tempted to buy it. Then I'm like, nope. I keep saying no.
Get it.
Hair color is nothing. It's about your confidence. That's
right.
That's what it is.
You know you
have confidence. And you're beautiful. Like you know all this, your crown, everything. You can rock this color.
You really could.
Thank you. You're gonna make me order that wig, girl. Keep talking. Keep talking.
Like, we all gonna be on this. Look,
right, we out here like,
oh, we gonna show up like, hey.
Mine is purple right now. It's purple and blue.
When I take this out, my locks are actually red.
In the back.
I have red locks. You can tell.
Yep, I can see it on the side. Yep.
Like dark purple and blue. I like those faux locks. I want those, but I just don't have the patience to sit there.
That's my problem. I don't have the patience. That's why I don't get box braids and crochet. I don't like sitting there. I just don't want to sit there.
This right here actually do not take long because it's crocheting. So crocheting is simple, but it's just with locks, my hair's so natural, it hurts.
Oh.
I'm not a fan.
Give me like two, anywhere from 2 to 4 braids. I'll sit there for that, but I can't sit. I'm sorry.
Wait,
I'm ADHD. I can't keep still.
I have a random question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have the picture, right? And I love the yellow background. How does people get yellow backgrounds on their pictures?
Without pictures.
Okay, so like say you have a regular
house.
Yeah, no. Okay, so you know how you have like a regular picture in your phone. I'm literally taking a highlighter and highlighting my background. is there an easier way to get to edit your background and put like a different color? Because you know what I'm talking about. Like when you go on Clubhouse, you see people with backgrounds and it's like yellow.
Get a background app.
That's what you do.
You could get an app specifically for that.
Mm-hmm. Like Zoom has a.
You see what I'm doing? I'm taking a highlighter, y'all, and I'm highlighting.
I mean, that's creative.
It is.
Creativity.
You done tapped into that creative side. You made a way out of no way.
Welcome, Mercedes.
Huh? I'm sorry.
Stacy says hello. Welcome to you.
Oh, hi. Thank you.
That's my cousin. She supports me every week. My cousin Janine, my cousin Linda. They all come on faithfully and they show me support. They've been showing me support even from when I was just nervous. Like when I first started talking, I would be like, I would look like probably like I was in a scary movie because I'll be up here trying to read and I'll be like, and you know, and then my voice didn't even sound normal. Like now I'm just like, hey.
You just talking. You flowing with it. You got it, sis. I keep telling you, we don't encourage each other.
Just a conversation.
Yep, that's all. Live for the world.
We talking to our sisters.
Yeah, we need more sisters. I mean, you know, more women though to come together though.
Yes, we do.
The whole purpose.
Yes, we do. I definitely agree.
Can't stress it enough. If we women can stick together and come together, we could be a powerful universe.
Yes. Man to that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you at work, Mercedes?
No, I'm at my best friend's house watching her. I feel like an ass. I'm watching her clean up the garage, but she's not supposed to be cleaning it up anyway. That's why I'm just watching her do it. You're not pregnant, but you ain't supposed to be doing it. That's kids' job. No, but
guys, I got a old school versus old school tomorrow night at 6:00.
Old school versus old
school versus old school. So it's me and another person against two other people. We had to create a song list. We had to choose artists and create our song list. It's 6 rounds and 2 bonus rounds.
Oh,
okay.
So it's gonna go down. My song list. Ooh, they can't touch it, baby.
Can you send me your link to your podcast?
I can kind of guess what you got in your playlist, girl. We ain't gonna talk about it till tomorrow, but
when I was writing it, I was on YouTube, and then as you play one song, you like, ooh, girl, I remember that one too. Let me write that down.
I probably would have been there dancing and everything. Like, hey,
I was up late at night, like, ooh, there you. Oh, I forgot about that song.
Right.
I'm sorry, ladies. I got tapped out my about to die. Okay. And every time I beep, I'm like, ooh, uh-oh. So let me get off here so I can charge.
All right. Well,
but it was good coming in and talking to you, ladies.
It was
nice talking to you as well.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. We just vibing. That's what we're doing. We just vibing and talking. That's it. Sure. So how do you guys like Clubhouse though? What would you say your experience on Clubhouse is?
You see how we both got quiet. Okay, so I'm gonna give it to Clubhouse. How we wouldn't even be here with each other right now if it wasn't for Clubhouse.
That's true.
So I do have my ups and downs with it, but the positive side is we're building a community, and we're able to network, and that's why I truly love it. Because my main purpose is to build a community with us women, get together, build a platform, learn, from each other, and just love on each other, love on myself, and promote each other. And we can do that with Clubhouse. But I really do want to figure out how do we sit here, utilize Clubhouse, and get off of Clubhouse, just like what we're doing right now.
Well, see, this is what I do on Clubhouse. Basically, I mainly use Clubhouse to go network. Like I create a room weekly, do interviews for guests. And I do go on there, at night sometimes if I'm not doing nothing else. Because a lot of times I will end up meeting guests, not even doing an interview. You know what I'm saying? Just going in rooms and just ending up just talking and vibing with people. And then I'll tell them about the podcast, or they'll read my bio and find out that I have a podcast. And then we end up discussing it. I'll be like, oh, okay, so wait. So my topic this Sunday is going to be blah. Oh, okay. Let me know. I'm in, that's what I utilize it for. Then it's just like anything else. There's always going to be a bad side, to it, but I just don't go in those rooms. You can see the labels of some rooms. I just don't go in them. If I feel like, it's going to be messy, I don't go in them. So, and you don't have to feed into other people's negativity either. So that's my experience with Clubhouse. How about you, Cassandra?
Well, it's been all positive. I mean, my thing is, I'm not there for the negative stuff on no day. So when I see certain things, I kind of go the opposite way because I'm really there to work. I'm there to network. I'm there to work. So I take it very serious, what I'm in there to do. And I go about my business. So, you make your connects how you make them, I think it's a great thing because otherwise I wouldn't have these type of opportunities,
Yeah.
So,
It is so many opportunities on Clubhouse. But who would ever thought that somebody would create an app that many opportunities just from audio?
Exactly.
Like that's crazy.
Amazing.
Yeah, it is. Like I done ran into so many opportunities. I'm like, what? Wow, really? Yeah.
This is my first time being on a podcast. So I would definitely say there's so many opportunities. Like we met not even a week ago, and we're already collaborating.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is just the beginning.
Yep. So what's your podcast going to be about again, Cassandra?
So loyalty and everything. Basically it's going to be about pretty much everything. I want to really do interviews. Mostly mine is going to not necessarily be just regular discussions, but I want to basically just give my shine and give my flowers where I can to my people. You understand? Like you know what I'm saying? All the good work you're doing, Patricia, you as well. Like really just shining and then getting our supporters to kind of rally behind that, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like if you show that type of exposure and show that love, they're going to show the love back. So it all will pay for it. Also, I'm working on my loyalty and community. As I mentioned, that's just where we're going to engage and really try to brainstorm and figure out ways to come up and raise funds to give back to the community, So I think that agenda is very, very, very important, and we got to push it forward. Just for our kids, like if we don't help them, like we got to build them so they can take care of us when we old, right? So that's what my grandma used to tell me. She put all this stuff and seed all these seeds into us, so we'll be able to be in a good position to take care of them when they get old, because we gonna get old one day, right? So that is important. So I just want to do the right work in the community.
That's what's up. That is what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Michelle, you still with us?
Michelle?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I am still here. No, it's okay.
I'm sorry. I pronounced your name.
I am almost done. So I don't know.
Oh, you were at the auto store?
Well, no, I have AAA, so they came to me, but I'm just it's little problems. Yeah.
Oh.
You got this. You got it. So, what next? It got quiet for a minute.
I know. So, ladies, what else y'all want to talk about? We're sipping and got our tea over here.
Well, what about, the stuff that's going on with, T.I. and them?
Ooh. I don't know. Do y'all think it's some truth to it?
I don't want to say that it's not a truth to it, but I want to say that old girl is not telling because out of concern. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I feel like something happened and she's doing it to be vindictive.
I totally agree. And that's one thing I don't agree with. Sisters, like, we got to stop doing that. Stop telling secrets when things don't work out. Like my thing is, a secret was a secret. You're supposed to take that with you. So I don't believe in stuff like that because I feel like if we were friends at some point, just because we fall out today, that don't mean I'm supposed to go bear everything out. You know?
Right. And I'm gonna say I'm a big fan of Ti. I love that man, and his wife. So it's kind of hard for me, to see them just being vindictive like they're saying. Like it's just their spirit. They're cool. They're down to earth. They're
Mm-hmm.
open with their life. They to me seem like good parents. From what I know, what I'm seeing. I don't know them personally, so it's just kind of hard to just believe that 100% that they're just gonna try to hurt or harm,
I
women.
kind of feel like people agreed to it, and then I think old girl just kind of started this
Mm-hmm.
chain, and people just followed, and she did it out of
Exactly.
vindictiveness. That's how I feel. And then when they
I
and that
agree.
and how you was saying like you can't see Ti and them doing it. So then when they drug Candy into it, and Candy
Mm-hmm.
Burrs, that's my inspiration. That's my role model.
Mm-hmm.
And we are the same sign. So
Wait, what's
I
your
know
sign,
I would
Queen?
never think about doing no mess like that to people. So I don't can't
Sign,
see her
Queen.
doing that either. So and I'm like, what? Candy Burst? But the only reason why they drug her name into it is because of Portia and Phaedra when they tried to say that about her on Housewives. Do you guys
Yep.
watch? You remember that?
Yep. I
Yeah.
sure do.
So I figured they just drug her into it because she's friends and somebody had already tried to put the same thing on.
Not only that, Candy already kind of has been open with her sexual life. You understand? She got candy coated. You know what I'm saying? She got the whole everything. So it's like y'all want to take that and put
And
it in a
run with it.
negative light. Yeah,
Yeah.
and run with it. That's not cool.
Yeah. And Ti and them, they were kind of open. It's been known that they do threesomes and whatnot. I mean, but
Mm-hmm.
I guess when you live in that type of life, you a millionaire. You
Mm-hmm.
really you want to be open. You want to be yourself, but at the same time, you kind of gotta watch how you move because things like this can happen.
Right.
And
That's
I'm
true.
just like, I be watching it, like I be listening to the things that the girl be saying on YouTube, and I'm just like, But Shaquana kind of told it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think she
She
thought
did.
she was helping, but at the same time, she kind of, in a
Like
sort
she
of way,
kind of.
she didn't. Yeah.
Like, and then like she kind of was saying like she probably wouldn't have said all that, you know what I'm saying? Like if it was when it was beneficial, she wasn't saying anything about it. So
When
why
you
speak
was
about
going
it
and
now?
getting them girls and bringing them to him, you wasn't saying nothing about. That's exactly what she said. So
Mm-hmm.
that tells me you was involved too, but some didn't go right. Some happened, and now you mad.
Girl, drama. Drama.
Stacy says, "Yeah, people always want to tell stuff when
Why though? What
they're
satisfaction do you
themselves.
ladies get out of that? I want
Oh,
to
when they fall
understand.
out and no longer talking mad, there's a problem. Some truth to it, but all of a sudden, people coming out and telling on Ti and Tiny.
Right, all the dirt.
All
And
the
I don't
dirt.
you know
understand
what's
that.
crazy? I had a similar experience to that. So I
Mm-hmm.
remember, I had this whole little group I was cool with, and I didn't no longer want to hang out with them no more because the things that they're doing didn't really go with me. But I didn't want to disrespect them, so I just removed myself.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't like that. So what they did was they knew an ex-boyfriend of mine, and they shared secrets and also lied and made some things up to exaggerate some things and
Oh
kind of
wow.
ruined certain stuff for me. So people do that a lot.
Yeah.
I have no respect for stuff like that. And listen, what's the name of my brand? Loyalty and
Loyalty.
everything, right? So for
That
me, loyalty is big. Me personally, I disassociate myself with people like that. You understand? Because messy stuff, I personally do not attach my name to it because if I say I'm a friend, I'm a real friend. Okay. I don't care if we fall out tomorrow, the next day or whatever. I'm not gonna sit here and just be petty and telling people secrets and stuff. You understand? I just feel
right.
like certain things just shouldn't be spoke about. I don't care if you fall out or whatever. Look, I wish you none but the best.
And you
You
know
know?
what's sad? I still there was a lot of things I could have shared, and I still because I feel I have the same values as you. I can't even put myself on that level.
But like, what are you gonna get out of it, right? What do you get out of that? What is
You
the
don't.
satisfaction? You
You
feel like
don't.
you got one up on somebody, you know?
You don't get paid for it. You're not getting money for it.
Hmm.
Your whole being is being diminished. Like you're looking like a bad person by doing it. You know, you feel bad. Let's just be honest. When we was younger, we all had an experience of being messy at some point when we was a teenager. We all know how it feels. So why do it as an adult? And you really understand how you can hurt somebody.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we see it happen quite a bit, and that's the issues that we have that have to be addressed so we can support our sisters and move forward, you know?
But also that's just like you said, Patricia, you wasn't into what they were doing, so you kind of removed yourself. A lot of times people take that in the wrong way. Oh, well, she's better than us now. You know, that's the things that, you know, we females got to stop doing. You don't know why she stopped coming around. Or sometimes when you try to do things better, then they think you're better than them. You don't think you're better than them. You just trying to do you.
Right. And you still love them. You still love them. You just want to do something different. You want to, you know.
And I have friends like that. I feel like I would support my friends, but we on two different levels. You understand? I know what I'm doing is a lot of positive, so I can't bring certain, you know, feedback and certain shine to that. So I have to disassociate myself with certain things. Does that mean I love my sister any less? No, but she understands like, hey, if I have this type of publicity, then that's gonna mess up my agenda and my cause. So she loves me enough that she's not gonna try to put that out there, you know what I'm saying, where it's gonna hinder me. So but some people don't care. It's about them. It's about what their agenda, what they got going on. Your purpose don't matter. It's about them.
Yeah. You know, you could see a lady walk in the room and she could be dressed from head to toe, and instead of women just saying, "Oh, she look nice," the first thing they want to think is she thinks
she all that.
That's crazy. Like, why does she gotta think she all that? Maybe she just like dressing nice. Like,
exactly.
But even if she does think she's all that, why not be happy for her? We should think we're all that. We should think that we're beautiful. We should be happy. It's not a bad thing to be confident. And I think that we were taught to not be confident when we were younger. We were taught like, oh, you're conceited. But it's not a bad thing. Because that means you have self-love and you value everything about yourself.
Exactly.
Or a lot of times people didn't hear it enough growing up that they were beautiful. So that they would have that confidence. I think that's where a lot of it comes from too, is not hearing it when you're growing up, that you're beautiful, you can do this, you know, you can accomplish this. If you didn't hear it enough when you were growing up, then when you do see other people accomplishing things, it kind of makes you feel envy because you don't have that same confidence.
Right. I agree. I 100% agree. Yes.
See if we have any more comments. So yeah, to tell you a little bit about my women's organization, I started it. It's a women's organization for like what we're talking about, uplifting and empowering women. And what I'm trying to, so I'm stuck at building my board because I can't bring the women together to be able to do it. Like all the women that say, yeah, I'm down, I want to be a part of it. That's what I meant earlier when I said sitting quiet. They sit quiet. So it's like, I can't even be able to choose a president, a VP, or this or that, because we're even just trying to have a meeting. We can't even come together and have a meeting. Like every meeting that I've tried to put together, no shows. You know what I mean? So it's like, how can I pick somebody to be a president or this or that when I can't even get the chance to do observation?
Observations, yeah.
So that's where I'm stuck at.
You know what it sounds like? Get a whole new batch.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get people who speak to your same cause, because like some people don't know how to show support because they don't know how to resonate with certain things. You understand? So like I know, like I was saying, my one friend, like she's kind of out there. I know she wouldn't be part of my team just because she on a whole different path, but I still love her. I support her, you know, whatever she got going on a whole different level. but I just can't associate myself with certain things, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So you just really gonna have to really kind of be more strategic with how you go about it, and really, you know, when you picking your people, be very specific, okay? And be a little picky, that's okay. You can be picky. And the reason I say that is because it's your brand. You know what you want, you know what your vision is, only you know that, right? So you got to speak that into them so it can resonate with them as well. Because if it doesn't resonate, then what's the point of them being a part of your team, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm all about right now. I'm okay with being by myself just because I feel like I got a lot of work to do before I can really say, hey, this is gonna be my team, because everybody's not gonna speak to your cause. And your why is gonna be probably different than that person. You gotta know their why. Why do they want to do it? If their why is not big enough, then they shouldn't be doing it in the first place, you know? Your
Yeah.
why gotta be extremely big.
Well, I did have the mindset like, well, I can just move forward and do it by myself, but
Mm-hmm.
with the type of business license that I have, you have to have these like
Gotcha.
directors and officers. So in order to get like grants and anything, so that's
Mm-hmm.
why I'm stuck.
Right.
So,
So it's about where you at? You said Minnesota, right?
yeah.
I think I know some people there. We're gonna have to figure it out, sis. We're gonna have to help each other, right? Let's get this
Yeah.
thing moved. Like, even if it has to be like streaming and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just gotta figure it out. That's all.
Yep.
And I would even ask, like, you know, even when we in those rooms, ask, because that's the only way they're gonna know. Like, I make myself very vulnerable. I do. I be behind the scenes making my connects, asking people, can I interview you? Can I interview you? You know what I'm saying? And people are only going to see what you
Are you
allow to.
getting stars like famous people?
Mhm. I got a couple certified people that I'm actually thinking about working with. Actually, they've already agreed to work with me. So now it's just about getting things in order and setting a plan and executing.
I know the first night that I was on there, I met High Mike because I was like, I didn't even know how to work Clubhouse. So I went and created a room and I was just sitting there. And then he came in, he was talking to me like he knew me. He was like, Yolanda, you finna start a podcast this late? I'm like, honestly, I'm just new. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to figure it out. And he just started telling me like, don't be shy. If you
Mm-hmm.
see people on here, you want to interview them, ask them. But I be
Mm-hmm.
like, sometimes I shy away from the ones that's already like kind of
No,
big because
ask, trust
sometimes
me.
they have that mindset like,
And guess what? That's okay. Let them have that mindset, Miss Londa. We gonna get a lot of no's, okay? In the word that we do, and that's okay. We got to be able to accept them no's and accept the yeses for those who want to work with us, okay? And that's just how I believe. Like, there are gonna be some people who not gonna be supporters, you know. And then not only that, you want the right supporters. So even if they're celebrities, that don't always mean it's the right publicity. You understand?
yeah,
So making sure you're working with the right people who doing the right things. So I kind of take heed to that when I say that, because you don't want bad publicity label or attached to what you're working on either. You get what I'm saying?
yeah.
I say just take your time. You doing it. You doing it right. You understand? You reaching out. You communicating. If you need me, like I told you, I'm here as much as I can support outside of what I already got going on. You know what I'm saying? But I don't mind. I'm here. I'm telling you, I'm here. I support you, my sister.
Thank you.
And I'm here too. I stay at home 24/7, Queen. So if there's something that you need,
I don't go. No, I'm at home. Yeah, 24/7. I only go out this house unless I have to.
grocery
That's
shop.
when I'm down to my last can of Pepsi. Ain't nothing in the refrigerator to eat, and now I'm forced to have to go to the store.
Right.
Now, I can't speak for when the sun is out, okay?
Now I can't speak for that neither. I'm not finna be sitting in no house. I might be podcasting on the go or something, but I'm not finna sit in the house in the
Might
summer.
be in
I
my
just don't like the winter. I'm like a bear. I hibernate.
Yes, see,
Mm-hmm.
I'm originally from California. So I came out here 4 years ago and I don't know how y'all been doing this out here and it's cold. I'm
Where
like,
you from?
I'm from
Where you stay now?
I now stay in Baltimore.
Where?
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Oh, okay. Okay. I
See,
had to
I'm
know.
used to it. I've never stayed anywhere warm.
I have seasonal depression. I didn't even know that existed until I came out here. Next thing you know,
Girl.
I'm drowning and crying and emotional.
Girl, look, come to the South, girl. Come to the South.
I might need to.
I'm in Miami in May for my birthday.
When's your birthday?
May
Hey.
10th.
You know what's funny?
Okay, Taurus.
Yeah, that's why I said me and Candy is the same sign. That's why I'm like, I can't.
When your birthday, Patricia?
June 1st.
June 1st. Okay, Gemini.
Yep, Gemini.
But you know what's funny? I was actually planning a trip to go to Miami in May because I want to get surgery.
Yeah. Are you going to see Dr. Miami?
Yes, I am.
What you getting?
This, the problems that we have when we breastfed, and one wants to go here and the other one wants to go here.
Girl, tell me about it.
And then you lay down and you kind of laying on it, and it's like this, and I'm all like, this ain't gonna work. I'm not doing it for nobody else. I'm doing it because when I get out the shower, I want to see these beautiful things.
Right. Just
right
sitting
here and not by my belly button, okay?
Right.
And it doesn't matter what size bra I get. Girl, I'm trying to get bras, like maybe it's wrong. It still goes here under the bra on the side. Ain't no support for these, okay? They've been deflated.
I have thoughts about that. Sometimes I be like, yeah, I'm forget this. I'm just going. And then I go back and say, you know what, I can't do it. Because I be feeling like, what am I teaching my girls? Like, that's the only thing that bothers me. And the only reason I have not decided to ever go up under the knife, because I don't ever want them to feel like they're not enough,
And not to mention, they see it all the time on like Love and Hip Hop and all that. It's like promoted. Like, this is what you have to do to get famous or to get noticed,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So, like, trust me, I battle with that because I'm like, girl, I'm tired of having to do all the hard work and working out and all that. But it's like, hey, this is who God made me. So just embrace it and just be happy.
He didn't make us with these boobies. We made it after we had kids, and we did it by giving one here and one here, and then gravity happens.
You're like, he ain't make no.
No. It looks like a whole.
I never breastfed.
Your boobs look perky and nice, okay? I can tell that you have some nice boobs. These things took 2 bras for them to sit up, okay? We're not doing this.
Well, I forget what doctor my friend went to. She got a breast implant because she literally was flat chested. And I think, women, breasts kind of make us feel feminine. Yeah. So I can understand what she probably experienced being a grown woman and never having breasts, that bothered her, like, for real. And she got teased a lot. So she did it for her. And that's why I say everybody why is different. As long as why it makes sense. Yeah, right. Doing it for you, then it don't matter, as
long as you're doing it for yourself and you're not doing it because of what these people are doing on TV or because they want, to get noticed. Like, I'm doing this for me. Like, I didn't pay this money. Nobody's paying for it. I'm paying for it. So you ain't got to see nothing unless you're deserving of it. I'm not even going to post these beautiful things when they get beautiful, okay?
Right.
Like, I'm going to be taking pictures myself. Like, okay, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you remember when K Michelle, I'm like, girl, if you have to go through all that, if you got to be standing walking around with an IV pole, was it really worth it?
No.
No. An IV pole, come on now.
And what's
fine with my little flat butt.
Me too, because I don't got that, and I'm not about to go to surgery for that. That's not what we're doing. Actually,
collard greens and cornbread, I guess.
What I really want them to do is take all these damn boobs off. To be honest, like, I'm about to downsize. I don't like all this whole thing of having big this and big. I don't want it. You could take it. Give me a B cup, C cup, okay? Just make sure they lift it up. That's all I care.
So you got bigger breasts than that?
I have triple D's, okay?
Whoa. You look so little, Patricia. I'm just not believing that. I'm looking like you look so little.
I'm little. I'm 130 pounds.
But you got them big old things.
And do you have back pains?
That's why I have back problems. And I've been back problems.
I can believe that. My auntie had a breast reduction because she's short. She's not even 5 feet, I don't think. And her breast was really big, and she had really bad back problems.
They're G's. They're G's, but I can fit in triple D's because they're saggy, so they, do all these things.
Sometimes
Like, I don't know if you ever seen someone do this before, but you know how like they look like Raisin Bran. You could just pick it up with your skin like this. Girl, that's how it is. Like I'd be like,
Patricia, you are a mess. I
I'm
cannot
telling
with
you.
you. I cannot with you. A whole mess.
Like Play-Doh or something. Like, okay.
You know, another thing I don't like that industry promotes is the stripping. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it, but it gives off a persona to young girls that this is, if you go in the strip club, you're gonna make it to Love and Hip Hop or something. I
Yeah.
don't like that.
I know. See, me, like I told y'all, I have difference of opinions on certain things because I feel like this. Okay. Yes, you can be out here doing all the right stuff, right? And you can still be judged and be called out your name or said you X, Y, and Z. Okay. I feel like some people do it. It's just a way of owning your body. It's your body. You
No,
understand?
I don't
So,
mean it like that. I mean like how like you
You're
see
talking
them
about how
like
they
when you see
promote.
them like on Love and Hip Hop, it seemed like they promote that they was in a strip club and this is how
like
they
that's
got
how you be
discovered.
successful. You start in the
Yeah,
strip club and then you become
you
successful.
gonna be on TV.
I definitely get I don't like that perception. I say, like, if you're a stripper, you're a stripper, okay? But don't make it put it out there like, okay, you got to be a stripper or put yourself out here, degrade yourself just to be a successful person in society. Because you got a lot of people who we know some mainstream folks out here who started that way and they put it and that's what they televised on. You get what I'm saying? And just made it say, oh, well, she went from this to doing and degrading herself and doing all this. Now she just a millionaire, you know? That's not a realistic approach, and a lot of people get stuck in situations like that.
Yeah, that's what I mean by like if that's how you get your coins and that's how you pay your bills,
Right.
by all means. But I'm just saying like the perception that you see like every time you see these ladies, the main thing they talking about is the strip club and they had all these dollars being thrown at them and now they on TV and all these young girls think that's the route to take.
Mm-hmm.
So
there's other ways to work and get money and work hard. For sure.
That's why I don't have cable. I control everything my kids watch.
Well, see, it's just me. All my kids are grown, so
you
I don't have cable, but I watch apps.
See, you lucky, because in this time,
I detach from. Look, I have a whole TV, and this TV just sit here and it never be on.
You can say
nice TV. I had to learn how to detach from TV as a whole because people don't realize you can be so consumed with just social media as a whole. You know what I'm saying? So you got to kind of learn how to detach a little bit. So I'm telling you, I just learned how to detach and don't feel the urgency or necessity of having to watch it all the time,
A majority of the time, the TV be sitting and looking at me. I just have it on for the noise or the light. Like if it was one point in time, I used to watch Lifetime. I'm talking about Lifetime like it was going out of style. And I could fall asleep. And if somebody turned that channel, I swear to God, I will wake up out of a sleep like, turn it back. Seriously. But yeah, I can't even go to sleep without the TV on. I can't. If you turn it off, I'm gonna wake up.
Do you know what's sad? Ever since Clubhouse came to play, I don't even watch TV. I fall asleep listening to Clubhouse.
Girl, you know how many times I don't fell asleep in rooms and be like, what the heck, where everybody at?
Yeah.
I woke up in the room and everyone still was in there and they still talking.
That happened to me last week. I fell asleep and I woke up. It was like 3:00 and they was still in the room talking. I'm like, well, shoot, let me go and get back in the conversation. They be talking, boy. I be like, wow. They be having some good topics.
I'm not yes, they do. I met some wonderful people on there. It's like people I've never seen before, but I feel like so close to them. And it's because we fall asleep together. We wake up together sometimes. We talk on the phone all day on the weekend.
Right.
Like
I haven't exchanged numbers with anybody, but yeah, I do. I pretty much go to the same room. I have a couple other rooms that I'll go and try. Like I go in the Elite's room, but I pretty much stay in the same room.
Yeah.
Well, I have a question because we all moms here, right? What is the most funniest, craziest story you have to say about what your kids did when they was younger?
Girl, I tell you one. It was always my oldest daughter. Girl, she cut her hair. She got the bonding glue. Didn't know what the hell she was doing. I guess she just seen me doing with the bonding glue. Put the bonding glue all in the hair and stuff. I just knew like she was looking weird when I got home, looking like, you know how you look at your kid like, what's wrong? Something ain't right. And I'm just staring at her for quite a while because I'm trying to really figure it out. I just couldn't figure it out. She done cut part of her eyebrow. Like half of the whole eyebrow was gone. She cut a big old bald spot here. And it was shiny. You know how it be super shiny and you cut all the way to the ball. Girl, I couldn't even, I had to try to figure out hairstyles to try to put out because she had this big old bald spot right in the front of her head. Like, what do you cover that up with? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was the kid for sure.
How long did it take for it to grow back?
I don't even remember. We just had to do swoops and stuff and try to figure out do swoop braids and stuff, trying to figure out stuff with that kid. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, out of all the kids, you want to be doing all this foolishness. You always got one out of the bunch.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's always one out of the bunch.
Always one out of the bunch.
Like my brother was like that. Every time it was time to take school pictures, he always did something goofy. Like he
off the wall,
cut a patch out his head. One time he took a you remember in school how the teachers would stamp your paper with the happy face if you did good.
Yep.
He put that in the middle of his forehead. And he just did something every year that was just weird on his pictures.
I have a story to share with you guys that happened 4 days ago, actually. Very recent. Okay. So I'm sleeping in my bed, right? I had like the best sleep, y'all. You know, like that sleep where you just don't, you want 2 more minutes, 3 more minutes, you get up. And I'm laying down. I'm like, the left part of my ear is hurting, right? And I feel like I'm getting an ear infection. You know, I'm like half asleep, like, oh no, I'm getting an ear infection. Next thing I hear a bird chirping. And this bird sound is sounding real close, okay? Real close. And I'm like, I see a bird in my room flying over my face. Over my face, y'all.
Oh, man.
Small baby blackbird, right? The only person that was up was my son, my 8-year-old son. 3 weeks ago, we watched the movie where a family captured a bird and called him Penguin. So my son was playing with this bird. I'm scared. You know, I'm in the bathroom yelling, get that bird out of here. Open the window. You know, I had this whole superstition it's a black bird.
Right.
You know, I don't want it to fly over my head. He decided to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning and let the bird in.
Oh, wow. You know what? A bird flew in our house before. I remember that. That was some scary stuff.
I was driving one time and a bird flew in my truck. Lord, thank God it wasn't no cars really on that road that I was going. I had to hurry up and turn off. It got stuck like up in something, like up on by the pedals or something. And it was me and another person, and we pulled over thinking it was gonna fly out. And I was so nervous. We couldn't figure out where it was. It went up in there somewhere, but I had to drive home, and all I could think is, please do not let this bird fly out while I'm driving home. I don't even remember how the bird even ever got out of there, but when that bird
would have freaked out.
Oh,
girl, I would have been screaming. They would have been like, what the word is wrong with this kid?
I'm telling you, if y'all would have seen me, if that would have been me on the freeway, I probably
Oh no, I wasn't on the freeway. I've never driven the freeway. I'm afraid.
Really?
Yeah, I'm afraid. It's 3 things in my life that I was afraid of. I already overcame one, and that was the tattoo. I went on and got a tattoo because it was my daughter's name.
Did you cry? Did you cry?
No, the guy that I was dating, he was there. I held his hand, but then after so long, I let it go because it went numb. Like I didn't feel anything after.
You see, I got a lot of tattoos.
I want some more now that I got this one. Now I want
both legs, both
the
whole back.
Is flying and driving the freeway. Now I'm about to get over the fear of flying in May. I'm forcing myself to do that, but the highway thing, I don't think I'm ever
took
gonna
2 flights, boo. And I'm gonna tell you, I wish I would have been there. I flew to Minnesota my first time. I had a good friend, actually, who's from Minnesota. So she had moved back home. She was pregnant just to get family support. And I promised her that I was going to come there before the baby came. So I had to be a person of my word. So I was scared. but I got on the flight and I flew to Minnesota. My second flight was to Vegas last year. I flew to Vegas. And those are my only two flights so far.
I'm
We
just
can
gonna,
have,
I'm
we
just
can
gonna
have to
take
make
me some
some.
shots.
Girl, I'm trying to take flights this year. I don't know about y'all, but I'm taking flights.
We gonna have to have some sister retreats, okay?
Yes, I'm all for it.
I want to go to Jamaica.
Girl, I want to go everywhere. I got a friend. She's in Australia.
Now, going out of
She's
the
invited
country,
me.
I heard that you have to take that vaccination.
Oh, I ain't taking that vaccine, so I guess I ain't going nowhere.
So I
I
just
guess
be
I
flying
ain't going
local.
either.
I just be flying local. Because I'm not
I guess we ain't going, girl. We're gonna be
I
stuck.
ain't taking that vaccine.
Man,
It's not
look, my
happening.
friend told me
Like,
she took the vaccine, and I'm kind of nervous for it, but she seemed
what
okay
was
so
there?
far.
Did they have any effects? Like
So
any side
she did a
effects?
trial. She did a mock trial like thing with them where they had did half of the room. Half of the room they gave the actual virus. The other half they didn't get the virus. And then they let them go so many however long the period is supposed to be. And then they retested them. And then they revealed to them who they gave it to, who they didn't give it to, and then they gave them all the vaccine.
I'm scared. I just been hearing
I
too
was
many
like, I can't take
stories.
risks like that. They paid her and stuff, but I'm not doing that. I'm sorry.
I've been hearing too many stories. I don't know if it's true because people you always hear all these different stories when something come about. Like I've heard people saying that they got HIV from getting it.
no, listen, guys.
God,
I went on an app. I'm not going to disclose which app this was, and there was something told me to go on an app for some reason. You know how you just being led to go into a certain room.
Mm-hmm.
There was a young man on there. I want to say he's probably 23, 24, crying and screaming. The Moderna vaccine killed my mama. I felt his pain. I stood there with him. I didn't even know him, but I went, on the app and I just sat there in silence, and just supported him. And he told me that his mom was healthy. Nothing was wrong with his mom. 4 days after getting that vaccine, this is African American, just like us. 4 days after getting that vaccine, his mom was found cold in her bed, died just dead. 4 days.
I think that's just like with anything with the flu vaccine. Okay, some people have bad effects from it. Some people be okay. You know what I'm saying?
See,
And this is like I feel like
that.
they haven't done enough research because it takes at least 2 years or so just to come up with a vaccine. Okay, y'all just threw this shit up. They threw it up too quick. You get what I'm saying? It got
you pay
put up too
attention
quick.
to what they said war is gonna look like. You notice how we don't have those big wars. It's gonna be vaccinations that's gonna become our next war. And there's a lot.
And this was premeditated. Like, think about it, y'all. Now we can get deep into this because it goes back to when Obama was in office, because he spoke about this stuff and was telling them that they need to have a plan in action, because if we don't have a plan, that we were gonna be messed up like we're messed up now. So this stuff was foreseen from the couple elections ago. You understand?
Right.
But
and let me tell y'all, I have not given my kids the flu shot or my
I'll
son
never give my kids the flu
in
shot ever. I don't believe in it.
5 years. And I've been, giving them other stuff like elderberry and stuff, and all these. I stopped even vaccinating my daughter when she was 4. I keep telling my doctor, don't offer me that stuff. Don't ask me.
So look, my daughter is 19. I don't do the flu shot. I got a 17-year-old. Don't do it. 13-year-old. Don't do it.
If we don't do the flu shot, why are we gonna sit here and take?
Exactly, because I've never, ever did the flu shot ever.
If it's my time to go, it's my time to go, and no vaccine got to determine that shit for me. Okay,
exactly.
I will go when it's my time.
Let's see if we can figure this one out. So COVID was out back in 19 something, right?
Right.
Okay.
Remember they got that movie.
Wait. So they cured it. Obviously, they got rid of it.
Yeah.
Why can't they do whatever they did then now? Why is it taking so long?
Because they created.
They said it's a different strand.
They put different strands. They purposely created. Somebody did. So whoever
it's a different strand
and made another strand out of it.
Mm-hmm. So it's not the same. They can't treat it the same.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you how I know it's multiple strands, because the first time I got it, right, I was okay. I had this I had it twice. The second time I got it, this was the new strand that had came out. That's now killing our children. Okay. I was in a bed for 1 month, y'all. 1 month. I couldn't even get out of bed. The whole bed was
Wow.
cold. But this was the worst part. A month after me getting it on Christmas Day, my daughter was sick. Now, they didn't have no reaction. My kids didn't even have a cold. They didn't have a cough. They had nothing. A month to 2 months later, after me being really sick, we went to the hospital. She gets tested. She had the antibodies for COVID-19, but now they have a thing that's called Miss C that's killing our children. Her heart was failing. They had her on the breathing tube. Her brain was all messed up. She couldn't walk. She couldn't eat. She couldn't breathe. When the doctors was telling, I cried because the doctor came to me and said, "I'm sorry, we don't know what to do, and we're gonna take a depot, like it's like a depot, and give this to your daughter." I cried. I went to the bathroom. I prayed. Next thing you know, they came back and they said, "I'm sorry, man, but we're not going to give it to her no more," because I was really in, like deep prayer, meditation, whatever. Then next thing you know, they took us to another room. In that room, there was cameras from every angle, like we were on some case study.
Like y'all was being out, yeah, y'all was on observation or
We
something.
were in observation. Then they released us, and when they released us, they released me with too much information. Okay, no one even Missy wasn't even out in the papers. No one was telling us about this stuff upstairs. Nobody was telling us about this stuff, right? And then I get home, her lips was purple. Her When she was going to sleep, she would stop breathing. Her chest was caving in. So I would literally look over her and be pouring air into her, like oxygen into her. Then I had to look up, what should I do? Fresh fruits, organic vegetables, eucalyptus, taking her outside, making her blow bubbles, pushing her to get up is what saved her life. Because the doctors even looked at me and said, "Man, I don't even know what to do. This is so new." Her lips, when I tell y'all, let me see if I can find a picture, was purple. Okay, I was scared, you guys. And this is things that they are not sharing with us. But
Right. This was in, you said December?
this was in December. I'm about to show y'all a
Wow.
picture.
How is she doing now?
She's doing much better now, but now she's suffering because she's traumatized from it. So she gets scared. Anytime she has a headache, she's scared. She likes to sleep in my bed at all times. I didn't leave her side. I slept in the hospital bed with her. Every time a doctor touched her, I'm looking like this to see what they doing to my child. The doctor even came in and said, "What, y'all sleep like this at home?" Yeah. And even more so here because I'm watching y'all asses. I don't trust y'all. I
Right.
stayed in that hospital for 2 weeks. We spent New Year's, y'all. We spent New Year's. Let me find this picture in the hospital.
I did a interview similar to what you went through. Her daughter she had COVID, and she was in the hospital from October to January. I did an interview with her. She, her daughter is good now, but yeah, she had it from October to January.
Dang. That's crazy.
And
But
she
this is
had the
the thing.
breathing tubes and all
But
that.
this is the thing. It wasn't COVID. That's what I'm
What
trying
was
to.
it?
There's another thing that's out there that they're not putting out there, like that they should be telling us that, because this new strand that's out, it's causing a reaction and it's killing our kids. It's shutting down their lungs. It's shutting down their hearts. Sometimes it affects your brain. Sometimes it affects so much. It's called Miss C. If you look it up, it's called Miss C. It's MIS dash and C. You look it up, and it's basically what it is your body was like so attacked, and the kids don't know what to do with that, and your body just shuts down. And so it wasn't COVID. It was what happened after because of the new strain.
Oh,
And they
wow.
don't know how it's contacted either, do they?
Nope. They don't have much to tell us, but I'm trying to find these pictures to show y'all how, like, I was when I was scared. I'm not gonna lie.
Stacy says she's glad your daughter is doing much better. And she says she takes vitamins, vitamin C, vitamin D, black seed oil, and elderberry, and 100% aloe vera juice.
Tell her I said thank you, Stacy. I'm definitely gonna look into the. She said the black seed oil.
Dang.
I haven't tried.
Black seed oil and elderberry and 100% aloe vera juice.
Okay.
That's crazy.
So this is the picture when we first checked in, like she wasn't feeling well. And
Bring
then
it up a little closer, just a little. Oh wow.
and then I'll show you. Let's see. Her eyes were swollen. I don't know if you could tell. Her eyes were, and it makes your it inflames your whole thing. Her eyes were swollen. Her feet were swollen. She had a red rash on her palms, her hands. Like, see, I don't know if you could tell her eyes.
Yeah. Oh, poor baby.
She couldn't eat, y'all. Then they had her on oxygen, and she breathing tube. When they had her on the breathing tube, y'all, I was freaked out. I was crying. Like, this is one where you could see more of her eyes. More, it was swollen.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't even look like herself.
Did you say it was MS-C?
Yep.
MS-C. They were asking in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It was called Missy.
That's it.
Me and my kids caught it too. I use olive leaf extract. It's gross, but it works, and it'll run any kind of cold out of you.
Okay.
So
Dang, that's crazy.
it's scary.
It's very scary.
But little by little, on New Year's, she got better. She was getting better. And the thing is, the doctors don't tell us eat healthy. Do better, exercise. They don't share those things with us.
I
So they
think
Right.
because if I catch a little inch of a cold or a sniffle, I'm taking medicine. I'm not gonna just lay there and not move, because if you lay there, I
Mm-hmm.
think you just letting it just, you know what I'm saying, grow in you.
Right.
This is what she looked like when she came home. I don't know if you could tell, her lips were purple
Mm-hmm.
and her eyes were sunken in. And then I'll show y'all how God works. Because this is like what, 2 weeks, or actually no, a week later. I just had to stay strong, and I invited her friend over, and this was her. Much
Oh.
better.
That's good. And so they didn't give me any medicine. There was no medicine or anything they could
Aspirin.
give you.
Aspirin was the only
Aspirin.
thing they gave because her fever, because her fever was like, could it be broken?
Mm. I'm just blessed that she's better. You
Yeah.
understand? That's God. That's all God. We got to give
Hmm.
him the glory on that. You know what I'm saying? Because we done seen them happen on both ends. I done seen people lose people. I had my brother, his wife, her mom was in New York when all this really hit bad. And then her mom ended up dying. They couldn't even tell them why. And I heard they was just lining people up in bags. There was so many people dying at the time when it first hit. Like it was just that bad. And she couldn't even go up there to see her mom buried, because they weren't letting people in the state. So you just be surprised
Yeah.
what was going on and how people were affected by this stuff. It's crazy.
MS-C.
Mm-hmm.
She was asking
Yeah.
what the name of it was.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So you
Well,
just be surprised. Like, I mean, my heart definitely goes out to you, Patricia. And I'm just blessed that your baby, she just living in her true glory as she should.
Thank you, Queen. Like it was.
That's
I'm telling
hard
you.
because I'm a mom. So, I mean, I think we all can resonate. Your
yeah.
kids hurt and there's nothing you can do about it. It hits a little different. It
Right,
definitely
right.
hits different.
You start feeling. I felt helpless. I'm like, I can't take the pain away. I can't do.
Right. That's
Like,
hard.
so
And has this affected a lot of kids?
it has affected a good amount, but a lot of people aren't saying much.
All right, speaking up about it.
Yeah, a lot of people. I didn't know. Like if I'm going to the hospital and I'm not educated on this. You know what I'm saying? And they do about it.
Right.
How do you guys know about something, but as parents had no idea about it?
Right. That's
That's
not
scary.
cool.
So that we can protect, so that
All
you
And,
can,
right.
yeah,
and when
protect
I
it.
went, and let me
But
tell
the,
you,
the truth of the matter is they're not telling the black and brown. We
right,
gotta
no,
really
right, because
address
I
that.
went to several doctors' offices and several nurse offices, and they didn't even know. Some nurses, black nurses, didn't even know, but all the other people that I was around knew. The others.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they knew,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't know. Like they said, do you know what they said to me? They were saying you're a miracle, mom, because if you would have waited any more longer, she wouldn't be here.
Right. And I don't want to be known as a miracle mom. I want my child to just
I
be
wanted
healthy,
exactly.
period.
She was struggling because what I thought her because what it does is you start off with your neck hurting sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm thinking she slept wrong,
Mm.
but no. Then the next day she had a fever. Then the next day she had a headache. I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's the flu because I didn't know about no damn MSC.
Right.
Her feet was inflamed. I literally had to pick her up. She couldn't even walk. And there was a phenomenal nurse. I wish I got his name. She was heavy, and I was like struggling holding her. And
Mm-hmm.
then COVID, and he had another patient he had to push in a wheelchair. He offered
Mm-hmm.
to pick up my daughter, and he picked her up while I pushed another lady, and I was almost in tears because that was an act
Mm.
of kindness. Because in the midst of COVID going on, this man held my daughter for me and walked her because she couldn't walk and there was no wheelchair spot.
Right.
And I'm pushing another lady's wheelchair, and people looking at us like, why am I? I'm not scared to get close, And I'm like, well, love is what heals. But if we're
Right.
just connecting from each other and so scared to touch each other, how are we supposed to heal? You know,
Right.
I sat
Right.
in that room. I didn't care if she had COVID or whatever she had. I'm gonna
That's
have
your baby.
with her, and I'm gonna sit
Right.
right here, and I'm not leaving until she's leaving. And
Exactly.
I'm afraid to sneeze, cough around people because people just be freaking out.
hmm
Like, see, me, I've been working from home since March of last year now. Like, we don't even have a return date. So, like, that's kind of been my experience, but it's kind of been bad for me too because I lost my brother in February right before COVID hit. So, like, he literally died on my daughter's birthday, on her sweet 16th birthday. So, it was like Super Bowl. Super Bowl night came. The next morning, we got a call that my brother had died. He had fell asleep at the wheel and he veered off the highway and hit the exit pole. And his son was in the car. He had broken both his legs and fractured his collarbone. So it was like dealing with all that. That was hard because I never lost a sibling. And me and my brother was super, super, super close. So I didn't know how to process it.
Right.
Like that was very hard for me. I got in a very depressive stage. I lost a lot of weight. Like I got like now I'm like down to 160 where I was like closer to 200 pounds, you know what I'm saying? But dropping weight not in the right way. So I really was very isolated and I think I needed to be surrounded by the public, but it was like I'm working from home. Like when I get off, I'm at home. So I kind of kept myself and made excuses to stay in my room. Like I literally isolated myself from the whole world. I did for a while. And I told you like it literally took God to really say, look, you got to get up. You got to pick yourself up because my brother would want me to live like this and I'm not living in my purpose. You understand? So he wrote this plan. That's why I said you just never know what the mission is and what your purpose really is. Like this was my plan for my life. But he saw this as something bigger than that.
Queen, I'm so glad to have you. That's as you're telling it, it's like I feel it, like I feel the love, I felt the pain, and I'm just so grateful, for your life, and for you to just get back up and go through the
Right.
pain and say, you know what, I'm gonna push through it. I'm grateful.
Exactly. And it's hard. I'm not gonna sit here and say like every day, but I sit here and look at the work that I'm doing and say, you know what, I'm making him proud because
Proud of
what
you.
he want me to be doing, you know what I'm saying? Doing good work, helping others, giving back to the community, helping our youth. Because that's what he did when he was here. So that's how I heal. The work that I'm doing is how I grieve. That's how I deal with my brother's death.
Right.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
that's a good way to process it.
Yeah. Trust me. That's why I say the work we do is bigger than us. Your why just got to be extremely big so you can continue to work in your purpose. Because once your why becomes small, then that's when you start to have discernment and then things get cloudy. And then that's when you lose direction.
Yep.
So, do you guys think they're trying to clear up COVID though?
I think people just over it. They don't care no more. They just like, hey, you get it, you get it. You don't, you don't. So the world just fed up. They tired. I think that's everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm in Atlanta first off. So y'all know Atlanta being open, one of the first cities that was just wide open like that. Like our malls and stuff been open. We've been basically operating normal. People just don't care. I say that, but
I
me
think our
personally,
stuff it's open. It just like the bars. I think they close at 10, but like the malls and
where
stuff, they're open here in Minnesota.
I was about to say our bars are open normal. Like everything is normal. Like the clubs still stay open till like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Like people going in restaurants, they doing all of that. And a lot of times because now it's not a requirement to wear a mask, like they encourage it
Oh,
for sure.
there.
Yeah, you're not required to wear a mask. People going in our stores and stuff without masks and shit. So I just, me personally, I just choose to be in my house. I feel more safe.
It's required to wear masks in stores and stuff in restaurants here and then. In fact, the restaurants you can only have 6 people.
Mm.
Like it can only be 6 people.
It's not like that here, girl. Not at all. People go in all these stores without masks.
But don't you think that's probably part of the problem is that they're not shutting everything down and just quarantining
And
everybody?
no, because you could try to quarantine people, right? They tried that in the beginning. That didn't work. Nobody was enforcing it. You can make a rule, but who's going to enforce the rule?
True.
So if you make a rule and it's not being enforced, then people gonna still do what they want to do, and that's exactly what happened because they started saying you had to have a curfew if you was traveling after a certain time. You know how many times I had to leave my house after a certain time to go get my kid from work? I wasn't gonna let her be on public transportation. You understand? So I never got pulled over. I ain't seen no police patrols. I ain't seen nothing on the road, but people were still out. But y'all making restrictions and stuff, but nobody's enforcing these rules. So
Well, I hope it clears up soon.
I'm gonna just stay in my bubble in my house.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, same here.
I ain't hitting these clubs. I'm good. Don't get me wrong. I'm
No, I
glad
don't
I
want to
can
go to
still
the club.
party.
I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
wanna go to the
lie. I was irresponsible and I had felt bad, to getting contracting the virus because I actually was dating somebody, and this is the reason why I had to stop dating him because I went to Miami. Then when went to Miami, went to Atlanta. When I tell you guys, they didn't have masks on. We were
All right, so you can
so
speak to
fucking-
what I'm saying, right? I live here.
oh, you live in so okay, yeah.
I live here.
So yeah, so I know there was hundreds of people, y'all, hundreds of people in the club, hundreds of people, probably even thousands. No one had masks on. Day parties, no one had masks on. Hotel room, nobody had masks on.
Mm-hmm.
People didn't even have clothes on. Okay, like,
And all the above what she said is true. I stay here.
and then next thing you know, I was feeling sick when I got on a plane. Like I start coughing and not feeling well, but I think I had just got the first strand, so I was okay. But
Oh, so I wonder how many people maybe on the plane possibly was sick too. Because you could have got it either here, you could have got on the plane, anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
Stacy says, I think as long as COVID has been out, it's been out too long, way before the world knew. It's been out so long that I think that this may never go away. We may or may not be required to wear masks in Texas and MS. They lifted the mask mandate, so I don't know. I'll continue to social distance and wear my mask. I'll go places, but very limited.
Yeah, I agree with her.
Because I think Vegas just opened back up. Vegas was kind of like they still had the casinos and stuff like
In
that
the
going,
strip.
but
Mm-hmm.
they didn't. Yeah, they just had the strip still open, but there weren't no clubs or nothing like that open. But I think they just now kind of opened the clubs and stuff back up.
I'm thinking like, but I've always been obsessed with cleaning with bleach. I was like, because I haven't contracted it, knock on wood, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't contracted it, and I'm like, is it because I use bleach?
I haven't either though. Truth be told, I haven't, and I ain't gonna lie. I don't every blue moon risked it just because I rush out my house because I'm not thinking to grab a mask because I'm always at home. So I be thinking like, let me just rush in this store and come back out. I be
Yeah, but
saying rushing
a lot of times we don't even know we built antibodies and we might carry it and we don't even realize because when I first got tested, I wouldn't even have known if my kids would have had it, unless it was that Miss C, because they actually had it. Even my oldest son, he got tested, he had it, but never had a cough, runny nose, nothing. So a lot of times
So did all the kids have it, or
all my children had it, but not only she's the only one that had Miss
but
C.
she the only one got so sick though?
Yeah, she's the only one that got Miss C. So everyone had
Okay,
COVID.
everybody had COVID, but she the only one got the MSC.
Yes.
Gotcha. Dang.
Yeah, I've been tested 4 times because I just had surgery this summer. So the first time I was scheduled for surgery, I had to get tested, and then I rescheduled it. So then I had to get tested again. Then I got real sick and had to go to the emergency room and had to get tested again. But they all came back negative.
Mm-hmm.
No, they have a new test now where it shows if you ever had antibodies for it.
Oh,
Like if
really?
you ever had it at all. Yeah, and that's what they tested on my kids, and they all of them showed antibodies, all 3 of them.
Mm.
And I didn't even know. None of them. When I tell you they didn't have a cough, is because I was giving them elderberry. They've been having elderberry for the past couple
Oh,
years.
so you know about elderberry?
Yeah, I make it.
Okay.
I make
Oh, how do you make it?
So okay, so for me, you buy the elderberry, right? You boil it. You boil it down, and I can give you a recipe and send it to you.
Mm-hmm.
And you squeeze it out because you don't want to eat the elderberry, but you want to eat the juice of the elderberry. Make sure all the stems and everything is out of it because you know that could be poisonous. Then you literally take your favorite tea, whatever tea that you use to give it some type of taste, like it could be the lemon tea.
Mm-hmm.
In a bag while it's warm.
Mm-hmm.
Put honey, but get the good honey, the expensive honey, like the honey that costs like $50 type of honey.
Yeah.
You know,
Ooh.
you need a lot because the honey is what makes it a little thick. And then you put lemon in it. You squeeze a bunch of lemon, and really that's it. And you freeze it. And you put it in the refrigerator, and I was giving my kids a teaspoon every day for the past 2 years. And so I think that's the reason why their immune system was so built up. Because I was giving that to them. But it's a difference between getting a virus and an infection. CMC is an infection. That's something different.
Yeah.
That attacks your organs and all kind of other BS. So I'm like, I don't know how to deal with that. You know, because I'm not a doctor. I just knew how to build up the immune system.
Exactly. Dang. I just want this stuff to go. Like we need to get. I don't know what like normal. What is normal now? There's no such thing as normal.
Everything is turning to be virtual. It's like the only place I go is Walmart. I don't go nowhere else. Walmart.
I barely go there because I always lose my car. I be banning Walmart just for that reason. I'm like, I'm not a fan. No,
I'm not gonna lie. I just allowed my oldest son, no, my middle son to go back to school. School opened back up, and see, my son has ADHD and other stuff that it's hard for him to stay at home. So I'm just praying, prayerful. But he's been back in school because I need that.
Are they doing it like the 2 days off and 3 days home? Okay.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing here too.
Yeah, but I don't allow my daughter to go because I'm very protective. I'm like, wait a minute, I just gotta, little by little.
Yeah. Right. Got to. Yes, ladies.
Well, you guys, I think I'm gonna go on and shut it down. It was nice talking to you.
It was. Yes. We gotta do this again, Miss Londa. I'm definitely here for your support, baby. You got my support.
Let me know whenever you need me to come on because you see I can talk your ear off. So
okay. All right. Thank you for joining. Thank you, viewers, for tuning in to Sip and Talk. We're gonna go on and call it a night. Please follow my YouTube, hit that subscribe button and that notification button. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Michelle, if you